What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Hot Toys Hotline Live, episode 123. Hope everybody's doing well on this fine Tuesday evening. Guys, we got a crazy week of stuff ahead of us right now. Some really cool stuff. And actually, not everything has been fully revealed. I'm sure some of you guys saw a couple things on that list that we actually haven't seen a bunch of photos for. We just saw that little teaser in the main Anacom announcement photo. So very excited to see more stuff come out from the stuff that hasn't been fully revealed. But nonetheless, we've had some really cool stuff that's been dropped over the past couple days. So really excited to take a look at that with you guys today. We will most likely have Chris joining us very shortly, and hopefully Flavio as well. Flavio is absolutely crazy with the Heath Ledger Joker stuff. So I'm like, dude, we got to have you back on. And I'll save the joke about what he coined himself until he gets here, but it's pretty funny. So, but of course, here with me, I've got property of Wayland Yutani. We got Mike here. This is not the original Mike, though. The original Mike is no longer with us. This is an android. He had to wipe off the white fluid off of his mouth. Not that type of white fluid. I gotta unmute you, Mike. I know you're saying something funny. But Mike,
no, sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. Yes, somebody hit me with a wrench earlier. I gotta get some repairs done.
Yeah, we gotta recalibrate you.
I wish I could flip my eyes this way, and then I could have a logo on the back. You know, I love that. I love that Wayland Yutani look, right?
Hey, that's an easy cosplay for somebody. Like, just get some contact lenses with the Wayland Yutani logo.
You're rebooting,
right? Yeah. But thanks for being here, dude. I know lately with everything you got going, it's harder to make it, so I really appreciate when you're able to make it. And I had a feeling before we even discussed it, I had a feeling you would, because, you know, one figure in particular, amongst others, but one in particular I felt like was going to draw you in. So,
you know, and Shane said the same thing, dude. Honestly, it just worked out that way. I wouldn't, yeah, you know, I'm not like, you know what, I'll make time because I like the figure tonight, dude. I want to be here every night.
I'm just like,
you're
probably like, dude, I gotta be there for this one.
I have to move mountains to be here for this one, because this is my grill, man. You know, like I've been waiting for this. So.
Yeah, so very excited for that. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to talk about it, but very excited for that. And guys, if you have not already, you need to watch the Predator Badlands trailer. Mike actually is working on seeing it. I'm sure he'll watch it either this evening or sometime tomorrow, but it got me very excited. It got me very excited also for potential AVP stuff in the future, because it's certainly, this film, certainly in this trailer, they certainly let us know that they're here to work together now, and that's what we wanted to see this whole time. So yeah, very excited. You know, for those of you who haven't seen the trailer, I'll let you watch it and kind of form your own excitement, because there's some really cool little moments and pausable moments that you need to look back on. But yeah, cannot wait for that. And late, but here for the date, we got Chris, the Collecting Madness. We weren't sure he wasn't going to make it. You know, last week, Chris just didn't even tell us he wasn't coming, dude. So we weren't sure if he was still in it, but here he is.
Just busy. Look. Cheers. I'm here.
With the mellow yellow, and I'm just sitting here dry as a bone. I got nothing to drink, but I'm here. Chris, thanks for being here. We actually are just getting started. We haven't even started on any of our topics yet.
Sweet.
Yeah, we got a lot of comments flooding in, guys. We're going to get started, of course, with the Fantastic Four stuff, and then we'll start our entire discussion on the Anacom stuff, which is obviously very exciting, and then some really cool third-party stuff today. Really cool third-party stuff today. I'm talking Last of Us video game stuff, finally, in 1/6 scale. Dude. And they dropped all three at the same time? Yeah, we're going to talk about that. I'm very excited.
They look so good. Those sculpts look so good, dude.
and how fitting is it? You know, shout out to Jose Plus. Jose, you know, we're talking about, you and I always talk about dream figures you want to see made, blah, blah, blah. These are ones that I feel like were on a lot of people's lists, because these games are very highly coveted and people really fell in love with the story. And, you know, recently when we talked about the figure from Hot Toys for the show, from the Last of Us show, all of us were kind of saying the same thing. We want to see the video game versions. And Limtoys said, hold my beer. And I guess they've been working on it for a while, because they look really freaking good. So we're going to talk about it for sure. But we'll say what's up to everybody in the chat, and then we'll get started. We got Tom Daly in the house saying, let's effing go, boys. What's up, Tom? Thanks for being here, bro. Getting the chat hyped up. Again, going to be a really fun stream. Some really exciting stuff. Hot Toys really brought the variety, and this could be potentially just the first wave of stuff, because, you know, sometimes Hot Toys does multiple waves. if this is the only wave, though, some nice variety, apart from the 2 Iron Mans, because there are 2 Iron Mans. But you get what I'm saying. There's a really nice variety of stuff. But I have a feeling there probably will be more because, there's no Star Wars, and it's got to be Star Wars somewhere, right? Thank you so much for being here, Tom, and the Collector, and my boy Ryan dropping the popcorn emoji. What's up, my friend? I hope you're doing well on this fine Tuesday evening. We got Bailey in the house. What's up, Bailey? Bailey says, evening, guys. These announcements are making me go broke. I know. I was talking to a friend of mine who was trying to wean off on some of these announcements, and I think he's basically buying everything other than the Iron Mans and the Kamen Rider, or the Kamen Rider, sorry, got you daddy, from this list. So yeah, sometimes you just get roped back in. That's all it takes, though. Like Chris's brother is a perfect example. Like, he was out of 1/6 for a while, and then all this Revenge of the Sith stuff, it's like hard to avoid it. When you love something like that, it just ropes you back in. So yeah, if you're an Aliens fan or a Predator fan, like, you're getting roped back in for sure. But thank you for being here, Bailey. We got Batman Collectibles in the house. What's up, my dude? Batman Collectibles says, evening hotline panel. I heard you finally got your Batman 89 cal from Unreal. Loving it. It's a great piece. Dude, I am loving it. I did finally get it. I'm so glad that I don't have to sit there and beg that man for the cal anymore. And, I don't want to sit here and trash the guy, because at the end of the day, he is incredibly talented and his work is amazing. It's just unacceptable to not respond to people, right? So I do hope that he gets that sorted out. I think truly he just bit off more than he can chew, because the response was so great for the cals. And I hope he works through those orders. I would love to get his 92 cal, and I have had quite a few people actually reach out to me on Instagram and stuff asking for advice, and I'm happy to help any of those who need any advice on the situation. Of course, I don't have any direct contact with Lucky where I can kind of help you out there, because it was hard for me to get a hold of him, but the best I can give you advice on it, I'm happy to help, because I did have a few people reach out to me. So yes, I'm absolutely loving it, though. It looks fantastic. I literally could not stop staring at it when I put it on the figure. I also put the new V2 Jackson Zoo cape on it as well, and I did see some, I saw some people that had some mixed opinions between the first and the second version, but there were some improvements accuracy-wise, in my opinion, with the new one, so I'm glad to have it. But thank you for being here, my friend, and thank you for shouting that out, because I'm very happy to finally get it, and it looks amazing. So happy with it. We got Peyton23 in the house, a moderator and a great friend. Peyton says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. Hope you're doing well, Peyton. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. We got Travis in the house. What's up, Travis? I haven't heard from you in a bit. I hope you're doing well, man. Great to have you here, as always, and I hope you had a great week so far. We got Tijuana Mike in the house, a channel member, hotline hottie, and an all-around great dude. Mike, it's great to see you on streams here and there. I think you're just such an entertaining dude, and you have such a good heart. So great to have you here with us, and an honor to have you as a hottie. I appreciate you, my friend. Happy Tuesday to you. Speaking of the Unreal Cal, shout out to my buddy Robert here, a good friend, a channel member, and someone who gave me some good advice regarding the Unreal Cal, because I saw one of his comments struggling to get his stuff shipped to him, which he did prior to me, so I was able to pick his brain, and he was encouraging me, and so I appreciate him. And also, you guys can catch Robert oftentimes over on Gio's channel, especially. He's somewhat of a regular panel member over there, so thank you for being here, my friend, as always, and I hope you're doing well. I already pulled up Jose's comment. I was saying nice stuff to Jose, and I had to read between the lines. I didn't actually read his comment. He said, what's up, everyone? Glad Connor didn't cancel the show this week. You know what I said to Jose earlier? I said, how dare you treat a Mas or Menos champion in this manner? Okay, your contestants.
He blames me.
That's crazy. Your contestants should be treated in a much better fashion, dude. Especially a champion, no less. Come on, Jose. Let's see. Tom says, can't wait to see Fantastic Four this week. Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to see it early next week. Speaking of the devil, the fantastic Flavio is here. Flavio, I wanted to save it until you got here. What did you refer to yourself as earlier today regarding Heath Ledger?
Oh, you know.
I want you to say it. I want you to.
Yeah, let's hear it.
The Ledger Edger.
That's crazy, dude. I called him the gun guzzler, and he just runs with it. Now he's the
yep, for sure, man.
Edger, dude. So
that's the GOAT right there, bro.
I'm building Noah's gift you got him.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, so I got Chris's son a lot of firsts for him. I got him his first real lightsaber, which is awesome, by the way, for what it is. It's so cool, and he's learning to hold it finally by the handle and not by the blade. Yeah. And I also got him his first Lego, so Chris is building it for him right now. It's just a little mini Millennium Falcon. It's like one of those little tiny sets, but I was like,
Yeah,
perfect.
it's like the micro mini thing. Yeah.
Those are
perfect for that little guy.
Yeah.
Flavio, thank you for being here, bro. I know I asked you very last minute, but I was thinking to myself, like, I didn't ask anybody to come on, and who would I want to come on? I was thinking about Brick. But I was like, dude, Flavio's the Ledger Edger, so I gotta have him on, dude. So.
Dude, that name's crazy.
So
that's crazy work, bro.
Flavio was smoking meats when I was messaging him, and he was like, dude, I'm ready to go. I'm gonna be there.
But what's worse, though, really? Like, the Gun Guzzler or the Ledger Edger?
I think they're both
the Ledger
Edger.
Yeah, the Ledger Edger.
The Ledger Edger's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's crazy. But
Ryan Gosling. Yeah,
Gosling?
right.
Speak of the devil, 16 hours Pimpazoid. You are the winner of the giveaway for the Dark Trooper, because the first gentleman, I commented to him that he won the giveaway, and he responded saying, "Wow, that's crazy." I'm paraphrasing, but he basically said, "I don't trust giveaways. I don't never win anything." And he never.
Why?
It seemed like he was like saying it in good fun. He wasn't being mean or anything, but he never responded back to me. So, Pimpazoid, it did get past you. I did comment at you, and Lane is going to lose his mind if somebody doesn't claim this figure because he just wants to get it shipped out. So,
I mean, I'll claim it right now. So.
Pimpazoid, please, I'm going to give you till tomorrow, and I'm sure now you'll definitely reach out to me, but I'll give you till tomorrow to claim your free Hot Toys Dark Trooper. Otherwise, I'm going to have to find somebody else to give it to, and I'm just going to give it away at that point.
Yeah, bro, I'd love another Dark Trooper.
Dude, it's a cool figure, man. It's
great.
A cool figure.
3 of them.
But I genuinely know, I'm sure Pimpazoid didn't see the comment, but Pimpazoid, now you know you did win, so if you want to claim it, hit me up on Instagram or Facebook or what have you, and we'll get it sorted. But Pimpazoid says, what's up? Sideshow's going crazy with the figure shipping. Finally got Cody today. Dude, I saw Artisan Scarlet Witch, BVS 2.0, all those are starting to invoice, so it's good to see them catching up a little bit, but bad for a lot of us that pre-order a little bit of everything. So we got Gio the Movie Can in the house, a hotline hottie, an absolute gentleman. Gio, thank you so much for being here, my friend. Gio says, hello, collectors. Hello to you, my friend. We got Valk in the house, my boy Valk, a moderator, a channel member, a hotline hottie, and a pure heart of gold. Valk, what's up, my dude? Valk says, good afternoon, Connor and my friends. I hope you're doing well, my dude. Thank you for being here, as always. We got Docbat in the house saying, evening, gentlemen. Docbat, I got something just for you at the end of the stream, a little figure we're going to take a look at that might interest you, because I think it's pretty cool, and I wanted to take a look at it. It is Batman-related, of course. Yes, Travis. I'm currently begging 2 people to grab some stuff for me from SDCC. We're not begging them. I've just asked them, and then I'll follow up with them, but one of them's in the chat here. I don't want you guys to message him and steal my figures. But no, for real, there's a couple things I do want from SDCC, a couple exclusive. Nothing crazy. Like, for Star Wars-wise, there was really only one thing I wanted, but really exciting nonetheless. Some really, really cool stuff this year. And I'm sure NECA's going to absolutely go off like they always do with stuff, so it'll be cool to see their stuff. Batman says, I went through the same struggle. I pretty much had you threaten refund before you sent mine. Glad it worked out for you. Yeah, I couldn't do that because I paid in September of last year, so I was basically at his mercy, so I just had to like post it up and see what happened, and it worked out in my favor, thankfully. Ian, what's up, my dude? Great to see you, Ian. Ian says, I need the friggin' bank robber Joker. Well, thankfully, there's a sculpted and a rooted version, so it seems like everybody's going to be able to get one. What Adam 12 is in the house, another channel member and an all-around great dude. What's up, Adam? Adam says, hello, Hotline Hottie. Just got my Han Solo notice from Sasha. That's another one. Thank you, Adam. Han Solo is shipping as well, the Return of the Jedi Han Solo, so I'm very excited to get my invoice from Off the Racks hopefully soon. I think I got everybody. If I missed you, as always, drop your comments as we're discussing stuff, and I will, of course, do my absolute best to pull up your comments. Jose says, Mike is a champion, too. Want to have a champion v champion matchup soon. Yeah, I mean, dude, that's the idea, right? I guess Mike and I are going to be facing off.
I appreciate that recognition, Jose. Thank you, sir.
But, guys, Mr. Fanstastic, we're starting with him. We got some absolute heater drops for this film. Hot Toys just decided to drop all but one of them at one time. The funniest thing about this, though, was I remember seeing a thread in one of the Facebook pages, and people were talking about the potential for Galactus, and basically everybody that commented on it was like, dude, you're not getting a Galactus. It's not going to happen. And honestly, I didn't comment on that post, but I would have been the same one. I would have been like, yeah, dude. A lot of people were saying, like, you're going to get a display base and call it a day. And honestly, that's a very Hot Toys move. I mean, look at the Lizard, dude. They couldn't even get us a full-size Lizard figure. They gave us a half of a torso and called it a day. So much to our shock, I think for most of us, that they did a Galactus. But I want to start with Reed Richards here. I'm in the camp of, I think all of these figures look incredible. I think this head sculpt is phenomenal, and I've seen some people comparing it to like Marlon Brando and stuff. I'm like, I get it, like you're making a joke on the little expression there, but dude, it looks like Pedro Pascal 1000% to me, personally. And I love the expression. You know, Flavio and I were kind of chatting about it last stream about like the potential expressions for this figure. You know, Flavio brought up that he should have a smirk, and that's what he was expecting. And unsurprisingly, this is what we have here. I guess Flavio knows somebody over at Hot Toys. Dude, I don't know, but for real though, it really is spot on to what we were talking about last week. The exact expression we were expecting, because that's very like a Mr. Fantastic expression, especially from the trailers we've seen and stuff. But yeah, he looks awesome, and I saw some people that were a bit upset about the extended arm and leg accessories, saying that they weren't posable. I think I'm fine that they're not posable, because I think if they were posable, it might be a bit goofy, and like, you know, maybe it would be a bit lumpy under the suit. So I think it's a pretty cool idea to have them fixed, and I think they have it in a really cool pose too. I really like this. I think that looks awesome. And, you know, some people potentially might not even use these accessories. A lot of people might just kind of have them in the normal like hero pose and his normal look, but I think it looks really cool. It's going to be interesting to see though how you swap this out, like how it goes onto the body, because it's like almost playing mind games with you as you look at it. I'm like,
you don't think that's a whole? I think that's a whole new torso.
Yeah, maybe it is a torso. Yeah, now
it is. It's a sculpted torso and like they got
body.
The whole thing.
I mean, they did a pretty good job though in the like. Fooled me, dude. I didn't take a close look at it, but that actually looks pretty cool.
You could have this, or you could have Luffy, right? I'd much rather.
That's true.
But I'd much rather a static pose thing than what that figure looked like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I also can see this head sculpt being a hot commodity now. Realizing that it is a whole separate. I thought it was, for some reason I thought it was maybe just a swap out torso, but it's like a whole freaking body. So I'm guessing that head sculpt is going to be a hot commodity for sure. I mean, I don't think if I even end up, you know, I want to see the movie first on these before I go in on a line that's so expensive with all these figures. But if I were to go in on this line, I wouldn't be doubling up on them. That's just too much space dedication, too much money. But yeah, dude, I think he looks awesome, and I feel like it's a little. One thing I want to comment. I think it's a little kind of cheaping out that they did a deluxe for Sue and Reed that both have what's his name, Herbie. Herb.
Herbie.
I think Herbie. Oh, it's literally right there on the side of the screen. I think it's a little lazy to do Herbie with both of them. I wish they would have thought a little bit more about that and maybe thrown something else different in with the deluxe Sue. But with that being said, I still think it's pretty cool. They're showing us the full lineup here. Something I want to mention for those of you that don't know, they have not announced the Human Torch yet. I'm guessing maybe there's some sort of embargo thing, or maybe they're still like finalizing on the licensing. I do suspect that we'll see him on display at Anacom. I think that's for sure. A lot of people are asking, do you think because they haven't announced it yet that they're working on like a fully like flame on version? I don't know. Potentially. I would imagine they're probably considering it. I don't know how far they're going to go with it, but seeing as Mr. Fantastic came with a whole separate body, I think it's very possible for sure. But yeah, as of right now, when it comes to Mr. Fantastic and the entirety of this line, I'll just say it now, I'm not at this moment pre-ordering any of these. I'm trying to cut down on my Marvel. It is hard though. I told a couple of my friends, like, what I love about these is that like 50s, 60s aesthetic. I just love it. I'm a big fan of the Fallout games, and it really reminds me of that so much. So it has that appeal to it, and apart from it being the Fantastic Four, which, you know, I have enjoyed, as crappy as the previous films have been, they still were nostalgic to me because I saw them when I was a kid, so I still have a love for the characters, but I want to see the film first. I really want to, like, fall in love with these characters, these versions of the Fantastic Four, before I go ahead and spend all this money. As cool and as good as these figures look, that's the plan, so... yeah, I think Mr. Fantastic in particular looks really good. But as of right now, I'm not going to jump in on a pre-order. Any of you guys picking this one up? without even seeing the film, of course, because I'm sure none of you have.
I'm in the same boat as you because I love like the Fantastic Four that I grew up on so much. I kind of do want to see what this film has to bring. I think I'm personally gonna like it, but it is a huge space dedication, and so I think I'm gonna wait it out as well. It's probably the smart thing to do, but it is really cool, and I like the like. I didn't care for the suits at first, like, but the more I see them, like, Mr. Fantastic just standing there like that, it is cool. The turtleneck still kind of bugs me, but I do like the color and the design.
Yeah, I see. For me, like, I actually think I like these suits more than the previous live action suits we've seen. I think these are the best looking ones, personally, by far.
Yeah, I like these are a bit more bright. Holy crap, a bit more vibrant as well.
Yeah, and then the fact that they appear to be full cloth, they're going to be very posable and stuff. Like, that's a huge plus too. Yeah, it looks really good. Mike, what about you? I know you're like deep into the comic stuff. Is Fantastic Four something that's like on your radar? Like, are you pretty hyped for this film?
Before I answer that, is there a lot of like white noise when my mic is on?
I mean, there's a little bit, but I don't think it's like unbearable.
All right, I'm in the basement, so I'm like under my wife is running the water upstairs, and yeah,
I think
a
you're
little
good.
loud. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I always hate like pulling the old man card, but like I didn't grow up with these movies. You know what I mean? Like the age difference between us means that like I hated the earlier movies that we got, and I just don't have any nostalgia for them. And I'm also too young to have read the Fantastic Four when they were cool. So you had to be like 10 years older than me to really like the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Because when I was coming up, there could not be anything more lame than the Fantastic Four in comic form.
Really?
Like, they were like totally.
There's a lot of competition, dude.
They were corny. They were like old. They didn't, because at that time it was it was Liefeld, it was McFarlane, Jim Lee, like all those guys, and they were doing X-Men and Batman and Spider-Man and all that stuff, and the Fantastic Four just seemed like a relic that I was like, it was corny, and I didn't grow up with it the way the guys who are now in their 50s did, So, but I'm upset by that because as I got older, I realized that the Fantastic Four is like really an awesome property, and I want to love it, and I've tried to read some of the books. All that being said, I'm holding off. If this movie is great, I'm just going to get the Galactus because that will satisfy everything for me. I'll have the mini figures with it or the micro figures with it. And like, there's my Fantastic Four area, if I want to do it like that. I don't really need all of the figures. That's how I'm approaching it. And it's not that I think the figures look like bad necessarily. The Invisible Woman, I'm not too keen on her sculpt. But to keep it, the Thing, holy crap. Like, I want that figure even if I hated the Fantastic Four. Right. It's such an appealing figure. I think the Pedro Pascal sculpt has grown on me. The problem is the Joel sculpt came out a few days before it, and it was, like, incredible. So when people are like, hey, what would you rate this one out of 10? Like, how can I give that anything over a 7? Because I'd have to give the Joel a 10. You know what I mean? I need space between that and the Joel because I think the Joel is so much better.
Yeah.
But his expression is great because sometimes it looks like a smirk, but it also looks like a confident.
Right, something in between.
I'm ready for anything kind of thing. I really think they nailed it, the expression. So. Yeah. But yeah, I think she can use some work. I think it's ambitious to go with the hair behind the ear look because it does potentially limit, like you see every picture here, she's looking in the same direction, her torso's twisted in the same way.
I actually kind of like this pose right here. I think this is
cool. I think that serves the character in the story. I mean, man, hey, no argument now. You can't tell me we can't get a episode 1 Anakin anymore.
Yeah, that's
true. Because they do children now. Hot Toys officially produces children, so which sounds weird.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And we got the baby Luke, so it's very possible.
Oh yeah.
Very, very
that's
possible.
Right. That was a while ago too, yeah. But I love the costumes in this, and I love all the accessories we've seen so far. So.
Yeah, and like I said, I just love comparing this aesthetic, and I saw there's quite a few comments about how much people love the suits, and like I said, this very much parallels for me the aesthetic with Fallout. I just really
Yeah.
love comparing it to that because it reminds me of it so much. Like I imagine having Herbie next to Codsworth, and they would just look perfect together, and they would just fit right in. So yeah, I think I totally agree. I actually do like this sculpt, but I do think that you made a great point about the expression. She is kind of limited in the way that she can only basically look forward because the way her hair is put up. So
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. I still think it looks good, and I think the poses are pretty cool, and this kind of works here, I think.
It's difficult because she is a very attractive woman without any she's not green, she's not blue, she doesn't, so
Yeah.
she has to look real, right? As opposed to like a Hera sculpt, for example.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it could be the paint. I don't know. It could be the paint application, but something about her just looks like a little ghostly. And I think, but again, she's another one that's kind of grown on me. I guess when I first saw it, maybe her eyes, one of the pictures looked a little cross-eyed or something. That threw me off, but that's not the fault of the sculpt, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Real quick, before we move on to Flavio, I see a very special person in the chat. And Chris, once I saw that camera go off, I knew he was ready. So we're going to bring Chris up. We got Big Dog Pound in the house.
You knew it was already time. It's Hot Toys Hotline time, baby. And you know what that means. That means go invisible. That means light yourself on fire. That means get stretched or get rock hard. The birds are back at training camp. Got the second ring. Here's the first one. Roman Reigns is back. Welcome to Hotline. Woo!
That was some great innuendo. I really enjoyed that. Thank you.
Get stretched and get hard. That's crazy.
At the same time.
That's
God bless.
crazy. Big Dog Pound, what's up, my friend? Thanks for being here. Also, Yomo in the house. I see a couple other people join us. We got Ash Chase. What's up, everybody? Let's see. Yeah, and one Adam 12 was just kind of reiterating what you're saying about people thinking Fantastic Four was kind of lame. And yeah, I could see that. Like I said, there's a lot of stiff competition there at the time.
Thanks, Adam.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the CGI baby. Was there more than one baby? I can't remember. And,
Yeah, there was a whole hospital.
That's right, it was.
Multiple.
Yeah, that CGI was terrible.
Oh my God.
When he's sitting there like trying to save him. Yeah, rough.
Microwave. Ugh.
Yeah, that was rough. But yeah, dude, well said, Mike. And I agree. The more I've looked at these, I'm like, I actually really do like these. I really dig the sculpts. The thing is very exciting because from what I've heard, the pricing in Hong Kong on this one is going to be relatively inexpensive. So it seems like Hot Toys is coming in at a pretty good price point on this one. I think the beard is not for me. And surprisingly, I think I may actually prefer, I know it sounds crazy, but I may actually prefer the fully suited up look just because I love in the trailer where he's like tasting the food and he's talking to Herbie. I'm like, I kind of want to recreate that. I hope they gave him, did they give him, I guess they kind of did it. You can make that hand work right there that he's got on now. But Flavio, I see you smiling because you're looking at the thing here, and I think this might be your favorite one, dude. What are your thoughts on these figures? Are you like clamming at the mouth to buy these? Are you going to wait till you see the movie? Are you going to jump on it like you did with Superman? Like, what are your thoughts, man?
Well, yeah, I need to get all of these for sure. This is a must. This has probably been been my highly anticipated movie until, Brick swayed me, the final week before Superman opened up. But we kind of actually went back and forth, the other day because I was telling him, well, after thinking about it, I have a feeling that this is going to be, a movie that is more solidified long term because it has somewhere to go. You know what I mean? It's leading up to Secret Wars and, Doomsday and all of that stuff. Whereas, James Gunn's DCU, we don't really know what's going to happen completely yet. But yeah, these figures look amazing. I'm excited. I'm going to watch the movie this weekend. So I can't wait. I hope that it's, everything that it's, holds out to be. But the suits, man, just like you've been saying, like that has probably been one of the biggest things that I love the most. Besides, the aesthetics that each of the characters have themselves, I really like the texturing on the suits, like the ribbing and, all that piping all around the seams and all of that. The turtlenecks, I actually kind of dig. Like, I like that classic, 80s style. And the swatch of blue, in a figure format, in the collection is just gonna pop so well, around other figures. So I'm really, really excited. But
wait, did I hear this weekend, Flavio?
It does
Movie
not come.
opens Thursday, bro.
Yeah, I'm going Sunday.
Get in there.
I'm going
Dude,
Sunday.
You had Flavio.
I was like, wait, is it
when
the
he bought
following
his
week?
tickets for?
No.
He's
I
like,
want you to see it Thursday so we can talk about it. But whatever. Take your time.
Yeah. No, I'm going Sunday. I wanted to get in there earlier, but I got some other stuff going on. But I'll definitely know how I feel about the movie the following week.
IMAX?
But, yeah. Oh yeah. I always do IMAX 3D.
For those of you that haven't heard, like they're using a new IMAX. Supposedly, this is their words, like a new way to see. So they shot it in I'm not explaining this. So it's they're using the full aspect ratio, and they've done something that they say the first time has been done in IMAX to really give you that scale of Galactus. So that's exciting.
Yeah, I believe every time. I don't know off the top of my head because I remember reading it, but I don't remember it now. But off the top of my head, I believe every time that Galactus is on screen, the aspect ratio scales back to like 30 millimeters or something like that to give the depth of range, something like that. But it's actually kind of crazy, when you think about it, because the way that they have to scale everybody around him. But yeah, I think it's gonna be awesome. And the thing, he looks sick. He is aesthetically, he's my favorite one, just because look at that. Like, look at all the texture and detail.
Would you rock the beard, dude? I think it looks odd. I wouldn't use the beard personally.
I don't know where the origins of the beard come from. I believe it comes from a comic book, so I like that they add that. But I like
Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four number 605.
Okay, so you see, I knew there was.
I thought it was crazy too.
I knew there was a specific reason, why they threw that in the movie, and I love that they throw it in. You know what I mean? The more the merrier, even if it's a piece that I don't use all the time. I'm definitely digging it, and who knows, that actually might be something that we all fall in love with later after we see the movie. So I'm excited to see what that means. But
for yourself.
Can I say something real quick too? Because I don't even know if other people are thinking it, but this movie may blow the other ones out of the water. The original one, live action, the remake, live action, whatever, because we've had a couple now. I think, at least to me, for maybe Invisible Woman and Human Torch, they're not as aesthetically pleasing as the other cast done in the other films. I'd much rather have Jessica Alba over her, but that's just me. But it all comes down to acting too. So
I think I like these actors and actresses better because I feel like I'm less concerned about their looks and more concerned about how they fit the look of the character, which I think these.
I agree.
Right.
Yeah,
of course, Jessica Alba at the time, she was top tier for all of us, but I just think this lineup here, I think they more fit the look of what I was expecting for the characters.
Yeah, see, and I can't personally do that because I never got into the comics for them. So how they look in my eyes, they're completely.
But also video games and
anybody
stuff too. If you've seen them in video games, I feel like I think these.
Yeah, but that's graphical. So I don't know. Human Torch, just haircut.
Just say you have a crush. Just say you have. Okay, but you liked Guy in Superman, and he has the worst haircut.
Only because I love the actor.
You were able to get past it.
And he's funny.
Hey, a word about the beard, by the way. If they do it in the same context that they did in the comic, you may feel very differently about that beard emotionally. After you see the movie.
I'm just gonna cry.
And I actually, you saying that some emotional part in the trailer that we've seen already. I wish, I know it doesn't make sense, but I wish there was a way that they would have threw a swap out to have him with the trench coat and hat.
Yeah, that'd be fire.
Like he was in the trailer. But I mean, I think they all look great. I think, Pedro Pascal's sculpt looks amazing. It looks just like, that picture that we showed last stream. I think it just needs a little bit more work, just because I think he looked a little thinner in the image that I seen, like in the face. But overall, if this is, you know, the way it finishes out, I don't really have a problem with it. But I love the, you know, space style kind of suits. Vanessa Kirby sculpt, I think it looks awesome too. I do like the hair for that as well. I just don't like the style, kind of like Mike was saying, because I didn't even think about that. You know, one side is up, the other one's down. So I feel like, you know, this might be the stock way that I display them, and then have like Galactus somewhere else. But I'm still confused on, you know, the swap out parts for Pedro, because it feels like he's kind of going to be like the Dark Trooper. Like it's that body that you're taking apart and putting on the sculpted one. Yeah. But I don't know, because it looks like the belt, you know, comes off and then you separate him. But then how does the like?
I don't know. Like I wonder,
the head, dude.
I wonder if it's like
head on a body.
I wonder if they'll make it so you can like mix and match, like with the posable torso. And
if you go back to the picture, if you notice the one where he has the upper torso, it's the normal legs from the figure.
I guess you can mix and match.
So you see.
Oh yeah, this right here. Yeah, that's normal
bent.
legs.
It's an articulated leg. So but then the top part.
Yeah.
That's the fixed legs.
Yeah, but those are clearly right.
So I don't know. I feel like it's like the Dark Trooper, but the only thing that I'm trying to work around is how does the
Dark Trooper as well.
How does the suit itself stay like under that belt and stuff? So you know,
I know what you
nice
mean.
and tight.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if it's like kind of like glued to the underside of the torso. So when you
I was just about to say it would be the same like when they do stuff for Vader or like what's it, Batman, like how, you know, it'll be like the little protector, and then it just sits on top of it.
Yeah,
they'll probably like have something that stops it from rubbing, like a leather, unfortunately, or whatever material they use underneath. But are you guys posing the thing like if you get them with or without full suit?
I'm sorry. I'm kind of like indifferent because I really want to show off the texture of the body and everything, but I really do like the way he looks with the sweater.
And he's got that more seamless look too with the suit on. It's hard because the thing, like the iconic look for the thing is to see those rocks.
I think I'm gonna
It's a hard choice.
I think I'm gonna change him seasonally, though. Is that weird? Like when it's winter time, I'll put the sweater on him so he doesn't
beard.
I have statues that I change the sculpts out seasonally. Actually, no, I think the funny thing, he just looks funnier with the top on. Like, you know, he's trying to dress like everyone
else. Like I said, I'm just imagining him in the trailer doing like, okay, we got something here. I'm like,
when he was clapping it.
Yeah, okay.
And what's great is like that is a thing about the thing. And a lot, you know, like.
Yeah, see, like that's hilarious to have him like fully clothed up. And also that kind of like speaks to the character of like him wanting his humanity back, you know. So I think it's kind of cool to have him in the full suited look.
It's a cool book, by the way. This is by Alex Ross. If you ever see any comics with interiors done by Alex Ross, just buy it.
I love the artwork.
He's one of the best artists in the world.
That's really cool. By the way, what's up, Grand Admiral Thrawn? Grand Admiral Thrawn says the thing is the best of the bunch. I agree. I do think that's my favorite as well. He says, I'll get Mr. Fantastic, but it would have to be nice it would have been nice for another sculpt for the body. Yeah, like I said, I think that sculpt will be in very high demand on the secondary market. Kind of like the black suit Tobey Maguire sculpt, because all those companies did those like custom outfits and stuff. They're going to be so hard to get. So
yeah, Grand Admiral, I'm keeping your office well curated for you. Don't worry about it.
I want to go back to Mike's point about Galactus, because what he said was like one of the coolest things about this figure to me. And honestly, if it didn't include this, it would make me a little less interested in it. But I love stuff like this, like these little miniature figures. You know, Ant-Man, a few different Ant-Man and Wasp figures that they've done have come with, at least two of them, at least two different releases of each of those, have come with like a miniature version of Ant-Man or a miniature version of Wasp. And I always loved that. I thought it was very clever. So like Mike said, this is really cool because you can kind of have, this is your Fantastic Four display right here. If you don't care to have the 6-scale versions, you've got all of them and the Surfer and everybody fighting all at the same time. And it kind of puts in that perspective of scale as well, which is really cool. Because by the way, guys,
It's
this
insane,
thing is,
bro.
yeah, it's like 2 feet tall, over 2 feet tall. It's a gigantic figure, which obviously they had to do that to get it to properly scale as best as they could.
Me and my brother were at a convention, and I always see it in my comic shop. But there is a Galactus you can get. I forget which company does it, but the
Hasbro.
box for
It's
it
the HasLab.
literally
Yeah,
comes
the
up like
HasLab
to my
Galactus,
weight. Like
yeah.
it's huge, dude.
So that Galactus is about, I think, like 3 or 4 inches taller than this one.
Wow.
But it's, you know, it's like a pick your aesthetic kind of thing because they went very comic and they crushed it. It looks great. But I do love what the designers did for the film
I love
here.
the mouth area. I think it looks so freaking menacing. I really like it.
It looks like a kind of like a crater, or kind of like
Yeah, like that texture on the
panels.
skin is crazy.
Text
Yeah,
panels.
Connor likes his mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
This one's
so-
27 inches tall.
Yeah.
It's 70. So this is taller than the Blitzway quarter scale Anakin statue that I have on pre-order, just to put that in
Wow.
perspective. And that's like on his base too. This is taller than
Yeah.
that. So.
This is like maybe
How
a
tall is that Venom?
third scale
That
or
was
something.
21.
21.
Venom?
So this,
Yeah,
That's
this
what
is
I
bigger
thought.
than that. Yeah, by a
Sheesh,
decent amount.
dude.
I don't mean this is third scale Galactus. I mean this is like as tall as a third scale normal statue. You know.
Yeah, that's like.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about the HasLab Galactus, and I've watched videos on it. It's really cool. I like a lot of the HasLab stuff. I think they do a pretty good job. Sorry, what were you saying, Chris?
Oh, I was just saying like that's crazy space dedication for whoever picks it up.
Yeah, and like to be fair, I think this price is like relatively inexpensive in Hong Kong as well. So it seems like Hot Toys is kind of hoping that people are going to buy into this whole line by pricing most of the stuff pretty fairly. I'm very curious to see what they do with the Joseph Quinn Human Torch, because in that little photo teaser that we have of him, I think that sculpt is pretty damn good. Because I'm a big fan of Stranger Things, and I was really, you know, I did ditch the 3-0 Stranger Things line. I did sell it off, but I was really hoping for that Eddie Munson forever, and they showed it multiple times and they never put it out. So it's cool to see another Joseph Quinn figure, another chance at it if I end up liking the film so much that I want the figures. But I really want to see that full figure and see what all they came up with and how they handle the kind of flame on mode, and very curious to see how they handle that. What's up, Action in the Box? Thank you so much for being here, my friend. I hope you're doing well, as always. And we got Moose Stream in the house. What's up, Moose? A channel member and an all-around great dude. Moose says, hello, community of collectors. Do I really need the Hot Toys Galactus when I have the HasLab? Well, Moose, knowing you, I would say the answer to that is yes.
Yes.
You need 2 of them.
Yeah, because that's like asking yourself, Moose, do I need almost every single Batmobile from Jazz Inc.? And you would answer that yes. So I think the answer is yes. That's what I would say for you, Moose. Someone had asked me earlier, do I need Big Chap and the Scorched Xenomorph? And I said, yes, you do.
Absolutely.
Yes, you do need both.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so because they're very drastically different and from 2 different films, and I think they would just look awesome together on the shelf.
And I'm getting a couple of those Scorches because you can swap the carapace front part out and make him a generic drone. So yeah, man,
which is awesome, which is really awesome. But guys, that's the Fantastic Four lineup. Again, we don't have photos yet of the Human Torch. I imagine Hot Toys will have him on display and potentially announce him during Anacom, which I think starts on the 25th. So we'll see then what happens with the Human Torch, but I would imagine they're going to try to announce that soon so they all go up for pre-order together, because none of these are up for pre-order with Sideshow or anything yet, so I think they're waiting for the event to start. So, but now, guys, we're going to move on to the really fun part of the stream, and that is the discussion on Anacom 2025. So we're going to move on over to Anacom 2025, guys. I will do a poll as well as we talk about it, because I want to see what your guys' thoughts are on this year's lineup. But here's the first kind of teaser photo that we got from Hot Toys that shows the entirety of the lineup for Anacom 2025. Of course, Sam here from Death Stranding 2 we already knew about, because that was shown by Kojima and all the videos with Hot Toys and everything they did with Howard Chan. But we have a bank robber Joker, which is very exciting. I think that would be the 3.0 bank robber Joker now from Hot Toys. There's a sculpted and an artisan version for the Ledger fan here down at the bottom. very exciting to see a Artisan version. We're going to talk about what that means for this particular version of the Joker. But one that is, I should say two, that are very, very exciting for me. If you guys know me, you guys know I love Robocop. And I actually have a 1/18 scale of Cain, Robo-Cain from the second film. Hot Toys actually did two versions. They did a battle damage version and they did the standard version. What we're seeing here in this photo from Hot Toys, this little teaser, this actually is him before he gets battle damage. But everybody, I think for the most part, is going to want a battle damage form in some function, because that's like the thing that you remember about Robo-Cain is that creepy little face on the screen where he's like crying and wailing around. And yeah, so I'm really hoping that one, Hot Toys has some sort of swap out battle damage parts, but two, if they do that, I hope they don't like cheap out and just put like a shitty lenticular sticker on the battle damage head and call it a day. Honestly, that's what I'm expecting, so I won't get my hopes let down. But obviously, in best case scenario, it would be some sort of like LED lit screen or something. But yeah, I'm not going to get my hopes up. I'm going to say that Hot Toys will do what Hot Toys normally does, and they cheap out on stuff. But I am very, very excited for this Robo-Cain. For those who don't know, Robo-Cain is way bigger than Robocop. I think he's like 10 or 11 feet tall. So he's considerably taller than Robocop. So it's going to be like a giant figure. And also he's very wide. So it's going to be a big figure. But from what I heard, it's very fairly priced in Hong Kong. So here it shouldn't be too expensive. That one's a 1,000% buy for me. And of course, we're going to go through the individual photos, but just talking about the stuff that's on this photo that hasn't been shown fully yet, which would be Sam and the Robocop stuff, very, very excited. I hope that with the Robocop from Robocop 2 here, that they do have like an unmasked option for Murphy, because they've only ever done that for the battle damage version of Murphy. And at some point in Robocop 2, you do see him with his helmet taken off. And also, like, obviously in Robocop 2, Murphy is like humanized a bit more. He's not like the first film where he's trying to forget who he is, and everybody's telling him, you need to forget, you're not Alex Murphy, you're a machine, you work for us, blah, blah, blah. In the second film, you know, towards the end of the first film and going into the second film, he remembers who he is, and he wants to be known as Alex Murphy again. So I really do hope that they include that unhelmeted sculpt. I think that would be a really cool way to kind of jazz this one up, because this is what, like the third die-cast Robocop now, apart from the plastic versions they've done.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be? Yeah, because they did two versions of the Robocop 1 with the chair and without the chair. Now
those were die-cast, or
yeah, they were.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the battle damage version was not die-cast. That was all plastic, because I have that.
Oh, right. But the Robocop 3 was die-cast with the battle damage option. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, very exciting for me. I'm very, very excited to see what they do. I hope they get the paint job right on the Robocop 2 one. It has to have those purple hues, those nice deep purple hues, that blue color mixed in. So I'm really, really hoping that they get that right. So very excited to check these out. I'm like dying to see photos of these because we have nothing yet. The Robo-Cain dude, I need to see what he comes with. I need to freaking see what he comes with, man. The rest of these guys, and also Sam, I know there's going to be probably some comments about Sam. We're going to go through the photos of everything else. Sam, we've already kind of seen teasers of. We briefly talked about it, so I don't want to get too heavy into that. For those of you guys that don't know, there is a sculpted and an artisan version coming out, and I think that head sculpt of Norman Reedus looks really awesome. So thank you so much, Moose, a channel member for 19 months. Thank you, Moose. Moose says, Sideshow arriving emails for Han Solo, Fractal, Iron Man. You're putting me on the spot here with these abbreviations, dude. You're going to have to help me out. But that's a lot of invoices, Moose. That's a lot of invoices. I definitely got a couple from Off the Racks over the past couple days. And also, I got a couple from Sideshow as well. So I have my fair share of invoices as well. Lane in the house, Lane with the $2 super chat. Lane says, hey, to crew. Hope you all are doing great. Chat be well. Thank you so much, Lane. Sorry you couldn't make it, my friend. I was joking with Lane. I was like, Lane, just say you hate us, when he told me you couldn't make it. And he was like, of course I don't hate you. And he sent me a Emperor Palpatine gift. So I thought that was funny. Grand Admiral Thrawn says, Robocop, Sam, Cain photos probably dropping tonight. Yeah, either tonight or tomorrow. Absolutely. I would totally agree with that. Batman says, I've been asking all day, is Joker a con drop or a pre-order for next year? As of right now, it is a pre-order for next year. Usually during this time, they do like timed pre-orders. I actually do have a list of the stuff that has been stated that it's going to be available now in some form or fashion in a certain amount of units. I will pull that up next. But as of right now, all of this stuff on this photo here, as far as we know, this is all pre-order stuff, unfortunately. So I know it'd be awesome to get some of this stuff now, but I think we'll be waiting. What's up, Tim? Tim's in the house. Tim says, what's up, Connor and crew? Happy Tuesday. I know Tim is very excited, and myself, for San Diego Comic-Con, because Caustic Plastic is going to be showing off a lot of really awesome stuff. So, guys, if you haven't already, head on over to the Caustic Plastic Facebook group. They are dropping some absolutely amazing licenses. The Exorcist, Conan the Barbarian, just, dude, The Crow. They're going to be doing a Crow 2-pack. Just amazing, amazing stuff. Reanimator, really fantastic, unique licenses. So if you're not a fan of Caustic yet, you will be, because I'm going to keep talking about it. And Tim is going to keep talking about them over there in the Facebook group. And I know the Lon Chaney Sr., fan of the opera figure, just started getting in the hands of some photographers and reviewers and stuff. So that's really cool. I'm excited to check that out because it looks absolutely fantastic. Ash Chase says, nothing I want, I am safe. Well, it's always good to save money sometimes. 16 Star Wars Pimpazoid says there has to be a wave 2 with some Star Wars figures for Anacom. I am expecting that there's going to be some sort of wave 2, or at least like a nice chunk of reveal figures that haven't gone up for pre-order yet, because that's what they typically do. So fingers crossed, that's what we see. No problem, my friend, no problem. Let me read this one last comment, and then we'll move on to actually taking a look at the figures. 16 Star Wars Pimpazoid asks, or says, probably doing Robocop because they figured out how to do General Grievous similar joints, right? I would imagine so. Probably something along those lines, yeah. I really do hope that Robocop has some sort of die cast just for balance reasons, and so it doesn't feel so cheap. So fingers crossed on that. But anyways, the one thing I wanted to share with you guys before we take a look at each one of the figures individually, especially since it was a question that was brought up. These are the numbers for stuff that is available now in terms of a certain select amount of units. If you're gunning for that Superman, no pun intended, there's only 100 units available, and I should be able to secure one of these because I never do this, but I want one now because I really enjoyed the movie so much. So I should be getting one of these.
Who's the guzzler now?
Look, Flavio, you probably have a picture of this figure up on your wall. You had a poster printed out. Not the small size, like 8x10 posters. It's a 16x24. You have it framed.
No, Connor, you're getting corn sweaty. Come on, man.
But yeah, so I love the box, by the way. The box is so fire, using that promotional art on the box. That's so sick. So I should have this hopefully sooner than later, shortly after the event starts. I'm going to be putting up a little money on this. I'm not going to go too crazy, but I'm going to put up a little money to get this one because I want it now. So 100 units only for the early units. So that doesn't mean that nobody can get it. If you guys pre-order through Sideshow, it's the exact same figure. It just doesn't come with that little ticket that they're giving out. That's like the special thing this year. Instead of the coin, it's a ticket. So 100 units of Superman, 500 units of the new James Bond here. So for those of you that pre-ordered this James Bond, or if you want it early, you have a chance at 500 units, and they do break it down individually. Some of those units don't come with the tickets. I think it's like 1 to 200 come with the tickets, and the rest don't. And then, of course, the 2 Common Rider figures, which, will probably be pretty popular over where Anacom's being held because it's a big IP over there. So I'm sure these will all sell out very quickly. But the Superman is going to be expensive. It's going to be very expensive. For only 100 of those, very expensive. Toy Collector says, I cannot wait for that 007. Yeah, I definitely think that's the better of the two in terms of application. I think it looks really good. So I'm excited to see how it looks when some people get it in hand early. And Lane says, I want Caustic to do the 5 Deadly Venoms from King Kong since they're doing Chong Li and some Bloodsport. Yeah, I don't know, Lane. Caustic's tough because a lot of people throw stuff out there because, Caustic does so many unique things, and some stuff just doesn't make sense for them to do. I can't speak on it. I don't know how many people would want that stuff. That's really up to Flavio and the team to decide what's worth it to them, but I'm just happy that they're doing such unique horror stuff especially. But now, guys, we're going to get into it. I'm actually going to give Flavio the floor because I know he's dying to talk about this figure. I will start by saying I do not have a Bank Robber Joker in the collection. So, Flavio, you have the floor. Do you have any Bank Robber Jokers in your collection? Do you have the Topo outfit set? Anything of the sort? And what version are you going with? Just go ahead, dude. The Ledger Edger.
I actually don't. I don't have a Bank Robber Joker, and I've actually been wanting that figure for a long time. I was very close to maybe, kit bashing the Topo one recently this past year after, you know, the Artisan purple coat Joker came out. But just something told me, you know, from the minute that they announced the purple coat Joker, they're gonna do all of these. They're gonna do all of the looks. I'm just gonna say that here now, because if you guys ever remember the video that they released when they were doing the purple coat Joker, the team mentioned that they were studying, you know, Heath Ledger's makeup in the movie, and it changed beyond like every single shot and scene that they done. And they, like, Howard himself even like outspoke and said, you know, the most iconic looks like the bank robber and the purple coat, and talking about the melting face and all of that kind of stuff with the paint. So once I seen that they were doing that, I was like, oh, hang on, they're gonna do every single one, you know what I mean? So I'm so happy, you know, that they're finally doing this. This is the 3.0. I know they've done this twice already, but I never wanted to go backwards because I had a gut feeling that it was going to happen, and it's here now. So I think it looks freaking amazing. I've been seeing a lot of people, you know, some people saying that, you know, it's not accurate with the face paint, and I'd actually argue that. I would say go back and, you know, see when he pulls off, you know, that clown mask and he says the iconic "whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger." So I love that. Like, that's
you've been waiting for this figure since you started collecting. I could tell,
bro. I literally,
you're spot on, Flavio.
Like, no lie, I literally could probably collect every version of him and not be tired. Like, it's just, I'm not fatigued. There's a lot of people that have said that they're passing because they're fatigued, but Yomo. So I'm super excited. The only thing that I would say is that I kind of wish that they would just do like cheaper figures and give us every clown mask so we
Flavio,
can have...
let me ask you this. Sorry to interrupt you. I want to throw this in there for you. And this is what I mentioned earlier I wanted to bring up during the discussion of this figure. Do you feel, and I've seen mixed opinions on this, do you feel like the Artisan is kind of a waste for this one because you can, you know, when you put that mask on, you can only see like kind of the rear end of his head. Do you think it's kind of a waste to kind of cover up that sculpt and cover up most of that Artisan hair? My thought, Flavio, too, was, and you could tell me what you think about this as well, I was hoping that they would do like a secondary head sculpt with maybe just a rooted hair piece on the back. That way you can kind of have both and you don't have to mess up the hair. That's what I was hoping for, but I guess that's probably too much to ask for price-wise. But what are your thoughts on that? Do you think the Artisan's kind of a waste? Because, you know, we're going to look at the sculpted hair, and it looks pretty damn good.
I don't know. I mean, this one is a very tricky one. I'll start off by saying that I'm going Artisan, but I have my reasons. I mean, I have a Artisan purple coat and a sculpted purple coat. And I have the InArt 2-pack that's rooted, and I have the imposter, the imposter rooted as well, the Artisan imposter. So the only reason that I kind of want to go with the Artisan on this one is just to kind of keep, you know, that seamless transit.
Flavio, you studied this figure, and the whole time I didn't know that there was two sculpts in this
I
box.
thought you knew that. I thought you knew that. I was getting to that. There's one that's a smirking sculpt, and then there's a normal one. So you got to use the smirking sculpt without the mask, and then use the regular one. The one on the left.
So there's two Artisan heads in the box.
Yes. Yeah, you see the one on the left here.
I must have woke up on the wrong side of the bed, dude. I had no idea. I had no clue.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm definitely going Artisan just because if it's available, I'm going for it. But I want to answer that. Since it's two sculpts, you know, it does kind of suck that you're covering up that look and just having the back hair. But I think it looks more realistic. You know what I mean? I don't think that the sculpted hair is any slouch on this release. I think the hair on this has been the best sculpted hair that we've seen from Hot Toys, in my personal opinion, just because it's so stringy, so flowy. There's so much detail. But I have to go Artisan. But, you know, there's going to be people that can make a whole nother figure out of this too. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like, look at that. Like, with the Artisan, go back
So this mask doesn't go over the main sculpt.
It does.
Separate...
No, it does.
That one does. There's two.
It's probably gonna be foam padded, and you can put it completely over the mask, over the head sculpt.
See, this is like mind blowing me because I'm looking at the photos. I'm like, I see one head sculpt and then I see the separate mask.
It's
now
mind blowing.
You see how you see his eyes in there, but look, you see the one on the left here. Go back. The one.
What photo am I?
No, go. All right. You see the one.
Yes, dude.
Stop. See, like it says newly developed head sculpt. That's why I'm so confused. I'm like, where's the newly developed mask head sculpt?
Go back.
Tell me when to stop. Tell me when to stop.
Dude, you went too far.
Dude,
man.
go to the one where
it's two sculpts.
Say stop.
Stop.
Say stop.
Go to the
There
next
you go.
one and then stop. Okay,
Stop.
You see the one on the left. Oh, the one on the left has a slight smirk to it. And then the one on the right, he's just more normal. It's very, very subtle.
So wait. Sorry,
these are the same head sculpt.
These are the same head sculpt, Flavio.
All right, I'm not the only one that's confused
Oh, so then you know what? That's the head sculpt that you're getting, like that. But
why is everybody in the chat? Why is everybody in the chat telling me this comes with two head sculpts? Because
it does though.
It comes with a masked mask that goes over the main sculpt, right? Am I confused or what? Am I stupid?
No, I think it's two because if you go back to the part where he has the mask on,
dude. All right.
So if it comes
the
with two head
hairstyle
sculpts-
is more straight. The hairstyle is more straight than
Right,
Bro,
like,
is this on
head sculpts.
Sideshow where you could see the details?
That's the thing. There isn't.
You
any.
see that?
Okay.
I'm
Let me just say something. So this is the same head sculpt. This is a different head sculpt. You're not putting the mask on.
Yeah, because when we were looking at this, Flavio was saying there. Oh, look at the smirk here and the smirk there. I'm like, isn't this the same head sculpt? Okay.
I think those are the same. Flavio, do you think?
Okay, cool. Okay, so
Yes, that's what I was just saying. One is permanently. You don't put the mask.
So I
on
did
the
not
sculpt.
know this.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
first,
you take it off.
Yeah, at first, that's what I thought. At first glance, when I looked at the photos, because when these dropped, dude, I was like right at work. I was right arriving to work, so I didn't look through them in detail. I thought that you were meant to put the mask over the hair, and I was like, that's kind of dumb.
So wait, but then
cool.
do you get two clown masks then because he's holding one?
Right, that's why.
Yeah,
that's what
sure,
confuses me. So I'm guessing you do get two clown masks, which is pretty
See how
cool.
it's, like, deformed, like
okay.
realistic, like,
Now
It's
that
like
makes
having
sense.
Spidey has a mask sculpt
Yeah.
and unmasked. Like
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. So I was
now we're on
wrong
the
as
same
well
page.
too. I thought it was that sculpt, but either way.
Sorry, guys. We're not experts here. I don't know if you guys got that impression. We're not experts here.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
this isn't our day job here.
I get it now. I get it now. Yeah, it's just like the Spidey. I get it now. See, Flavio was throwing me off because he's like, dude, the smirk is different in here. And I'm like, dude, that is the same
It looked
head sculpt.
different, bro. It did literally look different. But one thing I do want to say, though,
that's what eyes be doing.
Yeah.
do you see the one where, he doesn't have the clown mask on? I don't know why, but if you took all that
Dude.
paint off, I have a
You
feeling
lost
that
me,
they're
bro.
going to do the police. They're going to do the police one next because that smirk looks like how he would if he didn't have any of the paint.
Yeah. I mean, I could see it. I know the nurse seems to be off limits. And by the way, sorry, Shane, I forgot to go back to your comment. We have not got to the segment yet for Big Chap. So if you're still here, you'll be able to hear it live. Mike, I'm sure, is going to gush over it. But thanks for being here, bro. And everybody else who's joined since then while we were banging our knuckleheads together to try to decide what this figure comes with. But yes, okay, we're on the same page now. We've got a fully rooted regular head sculpt and then an unmasked head sculpt, and then we got a fully masked up head sculpt. That's great. Because initially, again, just like you, Flavio, when I saw these photos, because like I said, I had literally just got to work, so I was quickly looking through them. I thought that you were meant to put the mask sculpt, because Hot Toys has done that before with other figures. Right. So, and like you said, I thought it was just going to have some foam on the inside, and I'm like, that's kind of dumb for the rooted
I'm
hair.
so dumb, it literally says it down there, too. It says newly developed mask and head sculpt. Like,
well, you can't win them all, dude. You can't win them all. But
yeah,
we're all on the same page, same page now. That is actually, that makes the figure, now that I know that makes the figure more exciting to me. But also, if I want to put the mask on myself, I can. It's just going to fit on the tip of my nose. But, yeah, no, this is cool. And I think the original figures did it the same way. So, again, I should have remembered that and recall it. I think that's how the 2.0 did it as well. I think it also had two separate head sculpts. But that's cool. That makes me worry a little bit about the price, considering it's come with two heads. But I guess because the hair is only potentially rooted from like the center of the scalp and back, it probably shouldn't be too bad.
What's gonna suck is rotating the eyes on that one though, because since it has that strap there, they probably want you to just push that up, take the hair off, and then slide that back down. So hopefully it's not that tricky.
I'm like I said before last stream, I said that I was hoping that they go back and start doing magnetic eyeballs for everything, because I feel like that just makes, particularly with the rooted hair, it just makes things so much easier. So I hope they go back and do that. It is, you know, Owen, and that's why it was like kind of hard for me to believe and kind of grasp it at first. I'm like, does it really come with 2 rooted head sculpts? That's pretty sick, because I don't think we've ever seen that from Hot Toys yet with the Artisan stuff. So that is pretty cool. I'm glad they didn't cheap out on that.
Do you have any idea who you're messing with? You and your friends are dead.
Flavio's gonna be talking to this figure in his sleep, man.
Bro, I love this movie so much, and he did so good. I'm hyped.
Yeah, for real. This
I
is
think
really cool.
They're
I
gonna
think
do
this
the
is
other ones too. Watch.
You know, we've heard so much about the nurse, and InArt has come out and say like they're
gonna do it.
They won't. They said they won't be doing it. I'm sorry, Flavio. You're so excited. You're just like, yeah, they're gonna do it, man. They're gonna do it.
I'm telling you, the next one is the police one, and then
InArt came out and said that they are unable to do the nurse Joker, that the licensing wouldn't get approved for it. I don't know if that applies to everybody.
They haven't done the nurse yet, and they did like a 2.0 of this. So
yeah.
I mean, not really 2.0. This is an upgrade because of the hair, but you know,
I'm the upgrade. By the way, what's up, Steve? Figures and Phantom. Steve in the house. What's up, my friend? A hotline hottie. An absolute goat. Steve was mentioning part about the mask. He said, I thought it was a non-removable mask sculpt with movable eyes. I didn't think it was a removable mask with a sculpt under. Yeah, we've since clarified that. That was just Flavio and I being collectively stupid. What's up, Sean, the Hot Toys Nightmare, a.k.a. the Nightmare's Cave in the house. What's up, Sean? I lost your comment, but I scrolled past it. SG Collectibles says, can this sculpt fit on the DX11 or the DX33 Artisans? I mean, if it has that little neck connector on the inside, probably, but not the DX11 wouldn't. That would require modification 100%.
Yeah, I think it's a single piece sculpt too, so
yeah,
like the neck and everything's connected too.
I did want to pull up, though, while we're still talking about this, I wanted to pull up the sculpted hair, because I think this is like, and by the way, the diorama base is freaking sick, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's super clever.
They use the same base.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like the same base piece as the Artisan, the first Artisan Joker, or the main Artisan Joker, I should say.
Ooh, and nobody even picked this up. It still uses the foot peg too, so we're not having to worry about the waist clamp or anything.
Yeah,
they're gonna just reuse that piece there too.
Yeah.
And once again, he robbed $1 bills.
What'd you say, Mike?
Once again, he robbed $1 bills, which is not the smartest thing to do, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, I think I would take the bigger bills, but you know, Joker, he's
burned it all anyway.
Yeah, he burned all his money.
Yeah.
So Lane says, I prefer how Sculpted is doing 2 masks.
The hair looks so good on the Sculpted, bro.
See, you know, my complaint with InArt hair often,
right?
It does.
I thought that too.
My complaint with InArt hair often is it's very like chunky and spaghetti-like, and this is like the exact opposite. This is very much like super lifelike, and from far back, it really does look rooted. It really does, and I think this sculpt has phenomenal.
The mask too, like the separate sculpt with mask attached. Just sculpt.
That looks good too. Like,
see, it's funny when you look at the sculpt. I wish we looked at the sculpted version first, because it would have immediately clicked. We're like, oh, it comes with 2 heads. But it was like the Artisan in the back of my head, and like not believing they would give us 2 sculpts, because seeing this, you could clearly see the hair is sculpted, slicked like that. So
I was and I was gonna say, like, in the past, like Hot Toys has been known, like you'll try to put a hat or something on it, and because it's sculpted, it doesn't usually sit right, or it doesn't look
like
right.
Loki with the helmet.
Yeah, because it's sculpted, it won't naturally like push down, whereas an Artisan version, it would do that. So the fact to have that sculpted and look like the strap is actually around his hair is pretty cool.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. Good, man. I'm sorry. I'm so hype about this, but I want to add one more thing. I feel like when you keep picturing the sculpt and like sculpted, Artisan, whatever, the hairstyle and the way that the paint is on the face, you can already pick up what the next ones are going to be. And they're also going to do like they're gonna do the interrogation scene or the jail cell one.
Dude, Flavio's like, dude, I got you, man. They're gonna do every single.
He's like, Joker.
No, because like think about it. Like in that part where the lights turn on and he's like, never start with the head. He said the victim always gets all fuzzy. His hair's all curly like that. So they're gonna use that, bro. They're gonna use that for that following.
See,
one.
now you guys know why I brought Flavio on, dude.
He's making me want to watch the movie again.
I know, right? Lane, so we've deduced the rooted hair version also comes with 2 head sculpts. So Lane's confused as well. Lane, you do get 2 head sculpts with the rooted hair version as well. I couldn't believe it either, but they're right. It does come with 2.
Yeah, and I'm sitting over here, like, not trying to figure out what the heck you guys are talking about. And so I'm just backing up Flavio over here like a dingbat because he's trying to go to that photo. So I'm like, dude,
yeah, Flavio's like,
just look, freaking stop and look at it.
He's like, if you look at the smirks, it was like Prime 1 gas.
I'm like, let this man speak.
They're slightly different. And I'm reading the photo and it says newly developed head sculpt as I'm looking at that same photo. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? Crazy, man.
I'm like, let him speak.
Yeah, SG Collectibles. If J&D does it, that's good for them. I just can't pay $800 for a Nurse Joker, dude. I just can't, man. Especially not a Harvey Dent. I'm not paying $800 for that. If it was Big Bad Harv, maybe I would pay for Big Bad Harv from Batman the Animated Series, but not for the Dark Knight Harvey. Sorry. I should say the Begins Harvey. FBJ says, what up, everyone? I'm in for this bank robber Joker +1. Yeah, dude, I'm excited for this one. So this is one that's on my list. I wouldn't say that I'm Heath Ledger Jokered out like some people are. Do I think too many companies are jumping on it? Yes, I would prefer if like Hot Toys just banged out different variants and called it a day. But I wouldn't say I'm like Heath Ledger Jokered out because that's like, okay, are you Anakin out? Are you Iron Man out? Are you now Wolverine out? Are you Spider-Man out? Like, it's just going to happen. It's a popular character, and companies are going to want to capitalize on that. And I don't really know if I would get the police disguise version. I'm not 100% on that one, but I would definitely get the Nurse if that ever happened, because the Nurse is I love that scene where he just blows the detonator as he's walking away awkwardly from the hospital. I just love that scene.
The story behind that makes it
and to
even
be
better.
honest,
yeah.
This is people's Joker, and if it's not, it's like Mark Hamill. But as far as live action, as far as I know, this like it sells, and so that's why they would keep doing it. Same as Iron Man or a Vader.
Right,
It's
and
just
the
a
Artisan version is
classic.
going to sell out instantly.
It's just a
like
classic opening scene, and I definitely need this, man. But I'm worried about that though, Connor. You think it's gonna sell out instantly? Because I see more people saying that they're passing on it because they don't want another Joker, and I'm having.
I say instantly.
They
Like
say that on Iron
like,
Man too.
Maybe like 30 minutes, but it's gonna sell out for sure, regardless of whether there's a sculpted counterpart. Yeah, I think I'll have time. Regardless, there's a sculpted counterpart. I get it, and a lot of people were freaking out. They're like, dude, there's only 500 of these. That's BS. And it's just the version with the ticket with it. That's
I
all
went
it is.
nuts, bro.
Yeah,
like
a lot
I
of people
almost
did.
flipped.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing right now Friday 1 p.m. Eastern. This Friday.
Damn, dude.
I'm calling it. I bet
The
you.
timestamp. You know who's good at that? Shout out to Doug Collector. He has been pretty spot on, just randomly guessing when Sideshow's going to put these.
Oh yeah, he did that.
Well, you got to think about it. You got to think about it. They teased this. What? That was overnight this morning. The RSVP went up today at 3:00 Eastern. They're gonna give you a couple of days, but if you go back to the Anacom photo, it says 25 to 1. So this Friday is the 25th. So they're gonna put this and Big Chap on Friday.
I could see it. I could definitely see it. Churro says I just pre-ordered the Fantastic. That's hilarious. The Fantastic 3. Where did you pre-order them?
Yo,
are
word.
Yeah. Are you overseas? Because I don't think they're up on Sideshow yet. Unless they just put them up while we were streaming. I'm not sure. Grand Admiral Thrawn says it's WB's fault for not making a successful live-action universe and Hot Toys to go back on the well. Yeah, I mean, that's true, too. Like, and also, I mean, that's why, like, a lot of these 80s IPs are so popular, because those films are so beloved, and it's like, look at them trying to remake the magic, like, making, like, a Spaceballs all these years. Like, you know what I mean? It's because of these franchises, a lot of them haven't been topped. Oh, Toys Assemble is pre-order. Okay, that makes sense.
How would you display this, though? If you pick it up, like,
so it's funny because someone was talking about this. They were like, I think it's a waste to get the art. That's why I brought up the Artisan comment. But now it's like,
It's tough.
I mean, it comes with 2 head sculpts, so I feel like it's not a waste. But it's really personal preference. And I will say with this one, out of all of the figures where people are like, I think the sculpted looks just as good, I think this you can argue the most. The one thing, though, with the sculpted hair is you're not getting quite that correct color on the hair that you get with the Artisan version. Because you get that lighter colored green versus that slightly darker green. I mean, obviously, it's only ever so slightly, and it's very nitpicky. This still looks fantastic, but you get what I'm saying. But yeah, I do like the idea of having him just freshly unmasking himself as if he just revealed who he was. I do like the idea of that, and I think you can kind of utilize that mask and kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. But at the same time, though, if you already have the Artisan rooted Joker or the in-art rooted Joker, you don't really have to have him unmasked. You could have him with the mask on it.
You gotta got that clown mask on, right, bro?
Yeah, you gotta have the Flavio mask on him. So
listen. This is how I feel like I'm gonna do it. I feel like there's a picture in there, and I don't know if you could go back to it. There's 2 poses that I'm bouncing between.
Was it with the Artisan version?
No, it's one where he has the clown mask on. I can tell you that. It doesn't matter which. It's go back that one.
This one.
No, back. Where he's that one. It's either gonna be like that, and call me crazy, or it's gonna be a very stupid pose. But I'm gonna have his back turned in the collection, like he was standing on the street, just holding the mask, because that's the only imprint in your mind that you have. Either this, where he's looking at the other guy, like he's trying to figure out, like, is this the Joker, or standing on the street corner.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's a cool idea.
Props to the crew that set this camera, that set this shot, all these shots up, because they studied the movie. They studied the stills from the movie.
Word.
They got his posture. They got the head tilt.
The way he's holding the bag, dude. That's
the head crouched down and on the floor, like it's perfect, dude. Like, they crushed it, man. This is how you sell a figure, dude. There's a lot of people that I'm not gonna say like lack, because I do too. It's like sometimes I lack the imagination to see something, and then you see someone else, like Zord always blows my mind.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just so inspiring to see this stuff, and it makes you want to buy the figure. So that job well done.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, Flavio, like I said last stream, dude, we got to have you on, because then we know Brick's going to drop the love. Brick with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. Brick says, nice to see Flavio can make a stream. Well, hey, when you're cooler than the other host, I guess this brings him out, dude, because that's just Brick. What happens, dude. But that's funny. He's donating and throwing shade at the same time. Here, Brick, I'll do something in the name of Brick here. Let's see.
You got to have
this is in the name of Brick Artemis, so everybody thank Brick for this. We got 5 new Hotline Hotties. That's so funny that Lane got one of them, because Lane is always the one giving them, so I'm glad to see it go full circle for Lane there. But I don't know if all of them... Oh, there they go. They're all popping through. So we got Clinton Martin. Clinton Martin, I think, is one before. Congrats, Clinton. Lane, Game Shift 2020, Darth Benevolent, and Earth 616. Congrats, guys. 5 new Hotline Hotties. And guys, if you haven't already, consider joining the Hotline Hotties. There's a join button down below and a link in the chat or in the description as well. Ian says Hollywood is in such a bad place for originality right now. They are renaming good movies. It's insane to me. They're fully remaking Basic Instinct. Like, come on, make something new. Yeah, it happens a lot. It definitely happens a lot, and that's why they're revisiting so many old franchises. Owen, the unfortunate thing for that is Yost recently said that he spoke with WB and Nicholson declined to do a figure. So I think he's just at the age he just doesn't care anymore. He's done with that stuff. So I don't know if Hot Toys can finesse it, if they've just been repaying for the license they already had worked out years ago. I have no idea how that works. But as of right now, I'll tell you right now, I bought the DX08 a couple weeks ago, because once I heard that, I'm like, well, I'm not waiting any longer. I'm going to get the DX08. So I did pre-order it. If a new one does end up coming out, I won't be mad, because, I wasn't going to wait and not get the Joker from my favorite Batman film. You know what I mean? So I'm glad I picked it up. It should be on the way to me soon. But yeah.
Didn't what's his name do one too that I thought you had?
I have the Mr. J, so I do have a Mars Toys Joker, but it's not the purple coat version, I should say. I don't have the purple
I got
coat
you.
version.
I got you.
Yeah, like I should say I don't have the main look. Yeah, and that's how I thought about it. I felt like because it has like the clown face paint, it holds up better than a figure that would have like a flesh tone where you can kind of see where Hot Toys has improved drastically in like that flesh tone and the depth of the paint. So that's kind of how I felt about it. Chris or Mike, do you guys have any other comments on the Joker before we move on to the other figures? Me personally, I'm going for the Artisan version. I was already going to go for the Artisan version. Now knowing that it comes with 2 head sculpts, because again, I did not peep that detail, I'm going to be going for the Artisan version. So this one's definitely coming home. I did debate on getting the Topo suit quite a few times, and I still do think the Topo tailoring is a little bit better than this. I got to be honest with you, but
I agree.
Overall, this figure is a really cool package. I love the diorama display base. For somebody that's kind of recently not been a fan of those, I like this one. I think it's clever. I love that they use like a piece of from the inside of the bank. And I'm not going to use the cardboard backdrop of the bust, but I do like that as well. I think that's a very clever way to include that in there. So, yeah. But I will say, I don't think there's any way to go wrong with this one because the sculpted hair really is phenomenal. I mean, you're looking at it right here, guys. This is the sculpted hair. It's phenomenal. Really is.
Yo, if I miss this, bro, I'm putting the jersey in the rafters, bro. Like I'm
retiring
the jersey, bro.
It's
like,
crazy.
Yo, I need this.
No longer the ledger.
No longer the ledger edger.
I can't even say it, dude. I can't even say it. But Mike, are you picking this one up?
I thought it was all right with my purple coat Joker, but sometimes I like secondary tier looks rather than just a primary look because they're just more interesting, I guess, because you see them less often.
Yeah.
And so, like, the more I look at this, and like we've been talking about the 2 head sculpts and stuff, and then getting that the holdable mask as well, so you can still have that naturally represented rather than just like on the ground sitting there next to him.
Yeah.
The way they give it that real world weight to it, so you can still have that on display. There's just so much you can do with this, and like I was saying, well, all the pictures have kind of swayed me that maybe I do need to pick it up. So yeah, we'll see. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, and that's a good point. It is a lot more interesting. There's a lot more going on with it. I love the duffel bag. I love the display here with like the smoke grenades and the frag grenades. I think it's just really cool. It's just got a lot of different stuff with it, and yeah, again, very excited to see 2 rooted hairhead sculpts. That's an epiphany for me. So, thank you. I'm definitely excited.
If I miss and somebody
crazy.
gets it though, just hit me up.
Yeah, hit up Flavio. Otherwise, you might not hear from it for a while. He might be going into hiding for a while. Yeah, Grand Admiral Thrawn, don't say that, dude. I don't want to jinx it, dude. But like I said, if it happens, it happens. I bought that DX08 knowing that there's a potential that something may happen. But it is crazy. Like Peyton says, like, dude, Tom Cruise wouldn't even approve Funko Pops. I think they like at one point made a Funko Pop of him, and he like basically either threatened them with legal action or took legal action. They had to pull all of them that they had started producing.
I think Xenu doesn't like idols or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Dude, I don't know.
That's a deep cut.
I don't know. Chris, any additional thoughts? I know you got a chance to kind of share your thoughts in there. Any additional thoughts on this one?
Nah, bro.
Yo, can you go back to that real quick though? Like, how does the hair come off? Nah, seriously, bro. Where would the break be at? I guess it
looks like it's right here.
I'm trying. Yeah,
see,
I was trying
to see
like
if
that's what that
over
was.
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like. It looks like
no, yeah, you're right. I think.
But yeah, I like I said, that's really cool to see that the rooted one. I can't get over that. I think that's just very shocking to me that Hot Toys would actually do that.
So good.
This one, we're not going to spend too much time on. I just want to say, like, dude, like, another bad move. You know, I'm glad I will say this. I'm glad I sold my Mark III because it was selling for an absolute mint, and it still might because it is like a different version. But I feel like this is close enough to the other version to where this one might hurt the value of the original Mark III a little bit. But yeah, it's just, you know, Hot Toys is Hot Toys. These figures are what helps make them money to give us big Chap and things like that. So it's whatever. You know, I'm not too upset about it, but I do agree it's just another lazy like reimagining of the same figure that we just got recently. But never was a real fan of the suit up figures. I only ever bought the Mark VII suit up, and I actually regretted it because I only wanted the Tony Stark figure. I didn't really want the parts, so I'm trying to sell that now because I'm like I don't need the full figure if I'm not going to utilize it. But yeah, so we got this Mark III. I know a lot of people probably don't give a crap about this. And then another Iron Man, which this one is pretty cool. Not for me. I won't be getting the Mark III or this one. I do think this looks awesome. I actually love the head sculpt. I think the head sculpt's badass. I really do like this. It's just, I can't go down this line. But I will say this. I know that a lot of people have been wanting this forever. I know a lot of people took that holographic Iron Man and had custom head sculpts and stuff made for it. So I know a lot of people were waiting for this one. So I'm happy for you guys that want it. I think it's a great looking figure. I love the armor. I love the way it's laid out. I love the head sculpt and the way the hair pops out. It's really cool. It's just not for me. I can't go down the Iron Man route anymore. I sold off most of my main 7 and only kept a couple of them just because it was taking up too much space. So I won't be getting this one. But with that being said, I do think this is awesome. I'm curious, Mike, is this like a comic version of Iron Man that you're ever interested in, or?
I mean, I like it because it's a comic version, but no, I don't have an attachment to the story or anything. I don't really know it, to be honest with you, but I love the figure. I love the proportions on it. I love all the lighting effects. I love the head sculpt. I mean, it's got so much going on for it. If it was
and this
a slower
is USB
time,
powered, fully USB powered too.
Yeah, that's something to take note of because that's like really, really cool. I hope we see that in the future in the kind of standard line.
And ironically, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think the Mark III is fully USB powered. Just this one is.
I don't think so. And I think we were talking about that yesterday on 1/6 Figure Focus, that it might just be because like this is so new, and this is like a newly designed body, and they were able to integrate all that into this.
That's true.
And that Mark III, maybe they just didn't like update the kind of standard line yet.
Yeah, like when they each were developed, like when they were working on these projects. That's probably exactly what happened. That's a good point. But yes, USB is great. We want to see more USB. This is a good sign, but also a bad sign because that makes you wonder, like, okay, now how soon are they going to go? Right? Are they going to redo and do all of them again? I don't know.
Yeah.
Best car, dude. I was telling somebody earlier, I think there will be another wave with a couple Star Wars sprinkled in, and I'm sure we'll see some prototypes that haven't been announced. So, fingers crossed, dude. I had a feeling that you were going to be a little upset about that, but it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, it seems like
it is not okay.
We all kind of feel the same way about this one, so we can move on to something way cooler. And of course, there's 2 people in particular on this panel that are very excited for it, but I don't know. Is this cool, Mike? Is this a cool figure? I don't know. Yeah.
Well, it's okay, I guess.
Well, I'll say my piece on it, guys. I have the big Chap 1.0. I actually, dude, I paid $75 for it. I got it for an absolute steal. And it's because the hand peg was broken in the hand, and I literally just drilled out the broken piece of peg and replaced it, and it was perfectly fine. So usually I'll go through and sell the old one for the new one, and I may still do that. Because, again, it's like it's brand new. And I actually randomly saw a dude on eBay selling a set of the hands and the pegs, which are really hard to come by, for like $10, and I bought them. So I also have the extra. So I might sell off the original one. What I will say about this one that I like is, one, they've kind of made the body look a little less chunky and a bit more streamlined. Those iconic like brown accents throughout the original costume are present here that weren't present on the original, because the original copy for the most part is just black and some light grays. So this one definitely has a lot of added detail with that brown added in there. It just kind of makes certain things pop. But also, like I said, they've streamlined the body. The dome definitely has a lot more detail than the original from what I could see, just based on memory. The mouth is the one nitpick I have. I think the mouth needs some work. And also, some people pointed out, which is true, there are too many teeth in the mouth. In between those teeth, I always call them vampire teeth, but in between those teeth that come down, I think they put like 6 teeth in the middle of his mouth. And I think there's only supposed to be 4 in between. So you can kind of see what I'm talking about right here. They put too many teeth in between the vampire teeth there. So they do need to fix that.
You are correct.
Jenna, okay, so I thought so. And just kind of like tone that jaw down a little bit. But other than that, dude, I don't really have too many bad things to say about it. Is it 100% the same as a screen use costume? But, dude, this is such a complex design to begin with. I think they did a great freaking job with this 2.0, dude. I think it looks awesome. And I think most of us can agree, on screen, this is the most iconic, coolest xenomorph to ever exist.
Coolest monster to ever exist, to be honest with you. Movie monster, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's certainly up there. It's certainly up there, dude. Like, the way that skeletal design shows through the dome, and that suspense in the first film, when Ripley's like, oh, I'm good to go. He's putting on her spacesuit. She thinks everything's, all gold. She's ready to go into to cryo sleep again, and then this bastard comes out of nowhere yet again. It's just such an iconic
creepy.
That is one of the
dude.
greatest moments in movie history.
Yeah.
How often do you see the main bad guy just want to be left alone?
Yeah.
And it's the protagonist that antagonizes the final fight. You really only see it in Alien and Aliens.
Yeah.
You know, when she goes down and faces because the Queen wasn't coming after her, and I don't really get the sense that Big Chap was coming after her either. I always thought maybe he was finding a private, dark, warm place to molt again. You know, so some people have brought up the fact. Sorry to hijack the moment here. You all right with that?
Oh, go for it, dude. Like I said, I know you're excited for this one, so go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, all right. So this is the Kotobukiya, which came out in like 2015 or 16, something like that. Back then, you can get this for like, I think $65 on Amazon, which is what I got it. Now it's $500 or more on eBay. I think I still say this is the best like replica of. I mean, it's small. It's a 10 scale, but it's fantastic. And if you look at this picture, it does look like the backside of the dome is almost blacked out, which is how it's supposed to be. Kotobukiya reproduced that well here, and but in some of the other pictures, it's just as transparent or translucent as it is throughout the dome, which is weird. You're not supposed to really see the skull underneath there. And Ribaldi, who designed the actual costume, you can see, if I consult the Alien Archive here, you can actually see, it's tough to tell in this photo, but see right there, it's totally black here. It's totally black. There's even a seam line right there.
Just from the mold, that's crazy.
Yeah, just from the mold. But you can kind of get away with it with this creature because of the industrial design in general of the creature, right? Because it's got parts of engine motors and stuff in it, and all kinds of cool stuff. You know, some people also brought up you can actually, this is good too. You can see the black. So that's on this picture here. Obviously, that's the front, and pardon my Band-Aid. On the back here, that's the back side of another dome, and see how it's blacked out there.
Yeah, I could see exactly what you're talking about.
So that is an inaccuracy on Hot Toys' part, but as much, and I had that Kotobukiya tattooed on me right there, so I'm kind of a fan. But as much as that's like inaccurate or whatever, I really don't care, because it's just, all of these are interpretations of what an artist sees. I want to show,
and like I said, it's such a complicated design. Like, you know, Predators, you know, they're complicated, but I mean, like you said, look at all the different, and you could see that kind of here replicated in the dome in this photo here.
Sorry, you're right about the teeth. I just want to show you. See, it's very human-like dentition. It's hard to see. My camera's not focusing.
Oh yeah, there it is right there. Yeah.
But that's what makes this, in my opinion, such a scary monster. It's not that he's so much unlike us, but that he's so much like us. And that's what I've always appreciated about the creature design. And other people, I've heard some people say like they prefer, see, what I like about this character is he's got, like we have, humanoid plantigrade feet and legs, whereas by Alien 3, because of the Bambi Burster, they introduced the digitigrade, which you then see in Alien Resurrection, and frankly all of the aliens coming after that. But I dislike that because it's less human, it's less humanoid. Another thing people have been pointing out is that the inner jaw is too white. Well, it depends on what you're referencing, because like here and in many other points in the movie, it's a dark gray or black like it is elsewhere.
Right.
But if you look at him here with Yaphet Kotto, it's white or silver. And that's also the way it looks in the molting scene when he's in the Narcissus with Ripley. So again, you know, like they always have to pick and choose what they're going to represent when they make a figure.
Right, and that goes for any of these figures. It's like the Hot Toys Superman versus the InArt one. Like, you know, the InArt suit's a little bit darker, whereas the Hot Toys suit, like, some of that is just down to, like, you know, the lighting and the scene that they chose to use references from. It's really just how it works for them when they're doing the homework to make these figures.
Does the inner jaw? Sorry, does the inner jaw move like the original one does? Like with that
it
little
says
piece?
extendable jaw, so I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I was just saying, wasn't that an issue on the original one where it like got?
It was
stuck
my
or it would break?
$75 one, dude. It's still working. It's still freaking.
Well, you always
cranking
hit
to
the
this
jackpot,
day,
so
dude.
that's different.
I know, dude.
But my Warrior is still working just fine too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they can hold up, but I would prefer like a swap out option,
like
the jaw out,
like the Scorched has. He has some sort of swap out piece.
Yeah, I would prefer that. But
because like on the original, it's like a switch that you push forward under.
Right.
Here.
Yeah.
That's how it extends the jaw. So
I'd rather not have any kind of mechanics with a
Just
figure.
do 2 sculpts and like have the drool all coming from it too.
Oh, dude, that drill was KY, so I know you could probably add your own if you have some around at home or whatever. Exactly.
The oiled up.
It really was, and like these parts were made like the tendons and stuff were condoms and all kinds of interesting
Word?
things. Yeah, there's a lot of like.
Why do you sound so interested, Flavio?
No, because I'm like, yo, like that's crazy. I would have never knew that, like, or the character design the way they do that.
It's the Diddy morph.
So
here's the photos, by the way, guys. Of the original was MMS 106, so the comparison between the two. It has, and you could see like the subtle changes, like quality of life things. You could see the posture
like the body,
difference,
the posture,
the hands, the way the hands.
Not to be weird, but see how his cheek rounds differently on this version, like just the way that they've restructured the body. You like when I follow the lines.
And they did what Kotobukiya did, which is like they gave you a little bit of the man in the costume feel. Because see how it's wrinkled up sort of on an upper calf there and everything?
Right here,
I like that.
Crazy, bro.
And you can see
Connor's going to get that in person. His hand's going to go down. And he's going to be like, yeah, that's nice.
It's much taller, though, right? Compared to the original?
Not
by
a
much. Hair?
Not by much. Actually, the original one looks a bit taller.
Yeah, because of the angle of the head.
The head,
the head. But look at the difference between how that skull looks on the inside.
Yeah, it looks insane.
Yeah, it's great, man.
Yeah, I mean, when you
look at all the detail
and, like,
in the
slight
ab
taper, slight taper. Yeah, I mean, just overall,
the angle of the chest there too, like all the different rib patterns or whatever.
And like these little like pipes that come out of the back of them. Look at the difference in the ribbing that was added
and
to those.
And the tail in the 1.0 as well was also a big issue for people, right?
Yeah, there's a lot more detail in the tail.
I never had any issues with it, but yeah, it was one thing that was cracking on people. Yeah, the tail
it's
is
like
a lot
not
more
as
detail.
big. It's more defined.
This is a creature that if you like, it looks great on screen and stuff, but when you get it in hand, if you get a statue or a figure of a xenomorph, like a really well done big chap, you can look at this thing forever. There's always something new that you find in it, or creepy, or like just, wow, how did he come up with this? Like, it's really Giger. It will never be topped.
Yeah. Owen says just look at them side by side, and anything beyond arm's length would be hard to press. I mean, yeah, that's true. The figure.
That's a good point too.
Yeah, the original figure for MMS 106, it certainly looked great for its time, and I have it in my collection, and it looks awesome. It's a great figure. But again, this is one of those things that does take a well-trained eye. I do think the most obvious thing, though, is the dome. The dome is much improved. Yeah, much improved. Not that the original one doesn't look good. This just looks so much more detailed on the inside of the dome, and the dome is a little less foggy, so you can kind of see that skeleton.
Look at the shape. It almost points too a little bit. It's like
it kind of sits different.
Yeah. And it just looks,
which adds that weight to it. Like it gives it a more like, if you could actually touch Big Chap, like it'd be that almost.
Yeah.
You want to call it like a rubber.
Look at the feet. Look at the feet too.
Yeah, and another thing I noticed too, look how much more seamless the wrist pegs are on this one versus this one. Because the wrist pegs, they do stick out a little bit on the original. So that's a nice improvement. And also, it just looks less stiff. The original one is very stiff. Like when you have him there, he just looks stiff as heck. Yeah, it's just like he's like T-posing. This one definitely looks... It has that, like Mike said, it has that man in the suit look, but also looks less stiff at the same time. Because though it was a man in the suit, it was a man performing in the suit. So it's nice to see that maybe you can put him in a decent amount more poses than the original one. I just like Mike said about the bank robber, I love that these people did their homework. Whoever took these photos did their homework and recreated. And like the pose like this, dude, I freaking love it, man. It's just Really nice attention to detail. And again, seeing this one here in this pose, it just looks way less stiff, which I really like that about that. And again, that's not to crap on the original. Also, I think we can all agree that the new base is way cooler. The original base was cool, but it was very basic. This is awesome. Really like that base. So, yeah, this is a W, man. This is really cool.
Instant swipe.
Big time.
Bro.
Yeah.
And I think so
personal
many people
grill.
are gonna so many people are gonna pre-order this one, dude. This is gonna sell very well, and best believe they're gonna do a new Ripley, whether it's from Aliens or they do an Artisan version
with the power
from
loader
the original film. Dude, I want the Aliens version so bad. I got that Present Toys figure, and it's a piece of crap. The body is terrible, and she's got like Pamela Anderson sized bust. Like, dude, it's terrible. So I'm hoping that they do an Aliens version, but even though I have, which the other one's not that old. I think it's from like 2017, 2018, the original Ripley. Well, I say the original, the one that everybody wants. It's from like 2017 or 2018. It's not that old, but seeing this now, I could definitely see a new Ripley, whether it's from this film or if it's from Aliens, which I prefer. Dude, Power Loader, Aliens Ripley would be, I'd cry.
Instantly.
I'd tear up. I'd tear up, dude. I'd be like Flavio, the Ledger Edger, but for Ripley.
Do you think this is gonna sell out though?
Eventually it will, but I think Hot Toys
will make a lot of them.
I think Hot Toys is going to make a lot of money on this.
Yeah.
I have a feeling like, as soon as this comes out, you might want to pick up the Scorched, very shortly after, because I think those sales are going to stop there because of this one. So I have to get the Scorched one first, but I got to get them both.
That's a good point. I do think this one trumps the Scorched just because of the nostalgia factor. And a lot of people probably got that Scorched because they wanted a modern Xenomorph from Hot Toys. But that being said, I think that Scorched is very disgusting looking and incredible and all the stuff. So, yeah, I will be getting both for sure. By the way, $5 super chat from Moose. Moose says, I have the 18-inch Kenner Alien mint in box. It pales in comparison to the NECA quarter scale Alien. Big Chap and Aliens Warrior. NECA eats Kotobukiya for lunch.
Hey, Moose. I love NECA. I
was about to say, Mike's
figures
got a big connection to NECA, so I think he's fine with you saying that. But
they're fully articulated, so like that's incredible. And I think for the price point and what they offer, NECA is beyond acceptable. It's phenomenal. So I'm really not going to argue with you there. I just love what Kotobukiya did with what they offered in 110. So
Chunker, it may be more accurate. I just prefer the look on this one to where you could see that skull a little bit more. It just looks more menacing to me. Like
Chunker, I was reading that comment before too, and you're not wrong. Like NECA has gone through different iterations where it was fogged up more and you couldn't see much of the skull, and then they did like a 2.0, 3.0 where it was like less fogged up. It's kind of it's like how they offered a blue and a brown warrior for their Aliens figures, because it's like, here's the screen accurate one, here's the costume accurate one, so it's like,
that's like Michael Myers jumpsuit, like they've
is it blue, is it green,
gray.
It's all lighting in these films, and
exactly. And some customers want different things. Some want what they saw on screen, and some want the costume accuracy.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Moose, I will say too, I'm big into the Predator stuff. I think the NECA quarter scale Predators are fantastic. They are really good. And obviously the Corn Sweat Superman, again, I didn't know that was quarter scale, because I was like, oh, that looks pretty good for how small the figure is. And when I found out it was quarter scale, I'm like, yikes. I did look up photos of that Corn Sweat NECA quarter scale afterwards. It looks terrible. But their creatures are always very good. And NECA, dude, you got to give them credit. They go so freaking deep with these licenses. I mean, dude, I have a Puppet Master chest full of Puppet Master puppets, and I never thought I would ever get that. Like, it's so freaking cool to me, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think when it comes to NECA, you got to give them credit, because I can't remember how many years ago it was since they last made smaller scale, posable Puppet Master figures. So that was a huge license for me, and the fact that NECA went and did all of the original puppets and they did the freaking case for them is just amazing. And it's so detailed. It's got like glitter on the inside to replicate that like glitter fabric that was in the back of the case in the first film. It's amazing. So big shout out to NECA. I grab figures from them here and there to kind of fit in with my 6-scale stuff. Like I have like the retro cloth Chucky and stuff, but yeah, NECA, they do their thing, man. They do some really great stuff. What's up, my dude Fig Poser in the house? He said, I'm late as fuck, my dog. It's all good, man. That's what the fuck we
Good,
do.
bro.
What's up, my dude? I hope you're doing well, man. Thanks for
What do
being
you think
here,
the price
as
on
always.
this is gonna be?
$330.
$330.
I'm going cheaper. I'm gonna say $330. Better question is, what's the price gonna be on that double head sculpt Artisan Joker? That one's gonna hurt, bro.
Bro, don't worry about the price. Period. That.
Everybody right now is mad at you for saying that. We gotta worry about
Ledger
this.
Ledger has spoken.
Yeah.
Listen, the only thing
What
that I
was
can
Scorch?
say is don't worry about the price of that. Don't worry about the price of Big Chap. Don't worry about the price of Cain and Robocop. They're all coming home, damn it.
They are, but dude, this thing's gonna be pricey, man. But I think this one will probably be like $330. I'm guessing. That's what I'm gonna say.
The Scorched was 305.
Okay, so we could do $330. We might even do $305. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yo, I'm ready to eat ramen. Period.
Yeah,
It's all right.
that's crazy. Rick's, what's up, by the way, Rick? Good to see you. Rick says, how many times has Hot Toys done Bank Robber Joker? 3 times, to be exact. Let Heath rest in peace. I know, and I have seen that argument. Unfortunately, when it comes to merchandising, you know, it's, and I say unfortunately, but I buy a lot of this stuff. But, you know, once the estate gets a hold of the licensing, they kind of do with it as they please. So it happens, you know.
Right.
I mean, how many of us own figures of actors who have passed away? You know, a lot of them, you know, especially me who collects like old school, like classic horror and, you know, 50s and 60s and stuff, and like musicians and things like that. So, yeah. Greta Thrawn says, Connor, you check out that Hellraiser game reveal today. Seems up your alley. I did not. I would be interested in it for sure. I heard ramblings about it, but I never actually watched the trailer yet. Funny enough, I actually really did enjoy the newer Hellraiser with the female Pinhead. I thought she did a great job, and I thought it really was true to Clive Barker's original vision. I think it was a great film, but, you know, the Doug Bradley is the OG, and the first 3 Hellraiser films in particular are some of my favorite horror films, period. Such great films. We've got such delights to show you. I just love it, dude. The original Cenobite crew obviously got pretty crazy later on, but
yeah, so nasty, man.
I know, man. And I just love Butterball. I don't know why he always made me laugh with the glasses that was like freaking dug into his face, and yeah. But I have to check that out, though. I'll definitely check that out. I did not realize the trailer dropped today. I know, dude. That Cain is, dude. It's really, really up there for me. I've talked about wanting that and Hot Toys to do a new Ed 209 for years, because, you know, I'm not buying that original with the rotting domes on those. I'm not buying. But Jazz Inc. seems like he's interested in Robocop. So if he does that Taurus Police Interceptor, or, you know, I'm definitely going to be in deep trouble, because I'm going to have to find space for that, because I will not pre-order that. That's just, yeah, too much up my alley. I love Robocop, dude. Yeah, unfortunately, Doc, you can't listen to Flavio on this one, dude. You can't listen to him.
He's right though. You only live once, bro. People,
and you could live broke once as well and not be able to eat. So
yeah, but you could flip a play and then become rich overnight. You know, you never know what's on the other side of the door. But you know, people been talking about this Big Chap literally since I started.
Hey, I agree on the Big Chap, but dude, you're like,
oh yeah,
you're like, don't look at the price of the Big Chap. Don't look at the price of the
don't look at it. Just buy it. Just buy it.
Don't look.
And yes, Shane, I know that you have been championing this with me. So yes, I'm hoping that they do that freaking Ford Taurus, because I would absolutely pre-order it. So if you want to tell Yost that someone else is on board with you, you can certainly throw my name in the hat, because anything he does, whether he does the Ed 209, he does the Ford Taurus, I'm in. Because if I get a chance to recreate that iconic pose of the 1 foot out stepping out of the Taurus, I'm all for it. Dude, I would buy red and blue lights and everything to replicate the poster with that in the background. I would go all out, bro. Dude, I'd go all out. NECA, I think.
Lewis too.
Well, yeah, and Present Toys is supposed to do an Ann Lewis. They teased her, but they never announced it. So.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I forgot about that.
Never announced it. I was so hyped because I have the Hot Toys Alex Murphy, because I have the 2-pack. So I was like, dude, they're doing Ann Lewis. I could throw her in. I need a Clarence Boddicker. That's what I need. He is one of my favorite villains of all time, and no one has done him. And there's a company, if you guys are familiar, I think they're called JHS Toys. They're doing an entire line of all of the villains from RoboCop. Like the first film, the entire gang, all of them that were in that scene where Murphy got his limbs blown off and he was killed. They're doing all of them, dude. And they did the dude towards the end where he's like burnt with the acid. They did his regular look and the acid burn look.
That's crazy.
If I collected that smaller scale, dude, I'd be in trouble because I'd buy all of them. They're amazing. I think it's called JHS Toys.
That was still a horrific
fly,
scene,
Bobby.
bro.
And you fly, Bobby. Clarence Boddicker was very rude. And,
yeah, he was.
it's an inside joke to a friend who I think might still be watching. But yeah, he was very rude. Very rude.
Yeah, he definitely was rude. He was a dirtbag, dude. That scene is still hard to rewatch of Murphy getting killed. It's tough.
Yo, like the amount of bullets they spent on him, I was like, all right, that's kind of enough, bro. Like he was already dead, bro. Like,
right? Yeah, I'm like, damn, dude, just let the man die. So Shane, what you're saying is we need it in 1/6 scale so we can make it a reality, make it a 3D setup in the display. Dude, I would love to recreate that. Let's see. Yeah, bitches leave. Dude, come on now. Like, to have him with, like, the cigarette in his mouth, that would be so amazing. I need that figure. Somebody needs to do it. Somebody. Rick says Hot Toys needs to do a shot up. Dude, I know NECA did that. And then they also had, which I ended up selling it because I don't really collect NECA. I thought it was cool, but I'm like, I'll get something else signed by Peter Weller. I actually grabbed the signed version, that limited version that went up on NECA's website of the Battle Damage Murphy. There was like a little like PD card signed by Peter Weller, which is pretty cool.
that's crazy.
Mitchell says, Jazz Inc., please get the night. I think he is looking into that. I think he's mentioned that multiple times, so you might get your wish. That wouldn't be something I would get. I like the film, but it never was a memorable, repeatable film for me, which I know it is for a lot of people, so I know that's like sacrilege, but can't love everything. Guys, this figure, I feel like I'm disrespecting the common writers. I don't mean to do that. It just doesn't interest clearly any of us on the panel other than Lane, and unfortunately he's not here to talk about it. But
I kind of wish
I love the hairstyle.
Mm-hmm.
I know, right?
The
I love the
head
hairstyle.
looks really good though.
Yeah, I don't know how accurate it is, but I love it. I think it's awesome. I think it's really cool, and I love this like retro look to the armor. Clearly, this to me is one of the older common riders from the older series, if I had to guess. But I love the head sculpt. I think it's really cool. It's just not for me. I don't know anything about the common riders. My boy Sneaky Figures with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much, my dude. I appreciate you. And he's sticking with Flavio here. He says, "Buy it all. Let's effing go." Well, hey, Flavio's words, not mine. And also, it's also Flavio's fault that we had no idea what came with that Joker figure as well. I'm blaming Flavio.
It was. I was just so hyped. I couldn't help it.
It's all right. I was too. I was wrong twice this stream, dude. I was wrong about I wasn't wrong about the Mr. Fantastic. I just didn't know. So I didn't know about that. It happens, guys. We're all human.
Well, funny enough, I was wrong all day because I was dead ass thinking like.
It's just we're so excited. We're so excited. That's what it is. What's up, Manny Fresh and Mitchell Lawrence in the house? And I agree. It is a must-have sci-fi creature. Rick S says, I forgot to ask you, have you seen that John Carver Sideshow 1/6? That's something Hot Toys should have made. I think it looks great. I think Sideshow did a pretty solid job on it. Guys, I am not one to shit on Sideshow. I do think their prices are a bit too high. But, like, I got the Ponda Baba in yesterday, and it's excellent. It has its flaws, but for a Sideshow figure, it's pretty nice. So I think if you want it, I think get it from Sideshow. Because if, let's say, Trick or Treat Studios does it, because I know they have the Thanksgiving license, it's not going to be as good. Their bodies are terrible. The tailoring on their suits are terrible. Chris knows this from their Michael Myers stuff. I mean, I know the 2018 one that you have is a bit better. But, like, if you look at, like, their original 78 Myers, it's pretty rough tailoring-wise.
Yeah, it's still room for improvement, even with the 2018. I think 2018 is one of the better ones, but, I mean, it's really their sculpts that they're actually pretty good about.
Yeah.
And even then, sometimes you have to...
Well, yeah, because they hire... Go ahead. I'll just add to your point.
Like you were gonna say, the actual person who did
right. The guys that sculpt the mask for them, a lot of them get rehired to do
even the girl. I forget who does their jumpsuit, but source like the color and the style of the jumpsuit that he wore. So I don't know
exactly. Yeah, so that's why a lot of people swap their
to be honest.
It is, yeah. By the way, what's up, Canvas Collectibles? I really like that logo, dude. That's super clever. Super clever. Perfect timing, too, with the new Superman film.
You know who that is, right?
I don't.
It's Danny Spotchka.
Is that really?
I think so. Danny, is that you, Danny? let us
Danny,
know.
have you renamed yourself? Are you reborn as Canvas Collectibles?
That's
If that's
dope.
Danny Spotchka, then I bet you he drew that because I know
Yeah,
he's an
he definitely
artist.
did. That's
I didn't
fire.
know that. Did not know that. He knows Mike, so maybe maybe Mike's correct. Well, if it's Danny, what's up, Danny? Good to see you.
Yeah, shout
Hope
out
you're
to
doing
Danny.
well.
He's like,
I did
"You
not.
guys
I did
blew
not know
my
you.
cover."
I did not know you were rebranded, or maybe Mike wasn't supposed to say that. But
Maybe I wasn't supposed to say
Yeah,
it.
it's all
Maybe I'm
screwed
wrong.
up.
You
He
know
just
what? I'm
leaves
wrong.
chat.
Hi, Mom. That was my mom.
right, that's hilarious. Falk says when I was 14 when I saw that scene in RoboCop when they killed Murphy, and I was horrified. But when Clarence Boddicker got splattered, I loved it, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
such a bittersweet thing because he was such an ass, dude. He was such a good villain. He is Danny Reborn, Danny V2. So he did draw. That's crazy. I gotta get you to draw some for me, dude. I artistically suck balls. I'm not good at drawing anything, and
Bro,
you clearly
he is
are because that looks amazing.
He's amazing.
You did have a secret identity, so you were Clark Kent to Mike because he was the only one that knew. He
Sorry, bro.
saw past the glasses, but now he told everybody.
I hope I wasn't supposed to say anything.
Yeah, that's a great price, Moose. Even if you consider like what the present Toys Murphy goes for, like for retail price, I still think that's a worthy pack because that battle damage version is sick. And then you get like the 50 cal sniper, the baby food, which is just hilarious that it comes with that. So I think it's worth. That's a great price for that for sure. I will, dude. I got to come up with something. The guy that drew my channel logo, the little phone guy, he like disappeared, and I wonder if you could like kind of go off. I'm sure you could. I'm sure that's like super easy for you, but yeah, I need to do some more with that. Make some emojis out of that character because the guy just disappeared. I don't know where he went. Jazzy, what's up, my dude? Jazzy, I saw a post from you the other day on Instagram talking about semi-retired. How dare you? You are not semi-retired from 1/6 scale. You'll buy as much as we show to you. I know there's a lot of stuff out there you still want. I know not Star Wars, but you'll buy it, dude. There's plenty out there for you. Jazzy, maybe this is for you. So I guess we can kind of segue into this. You know, we were talking about this recently when we talked about Joel from The Last of Us from the TV show. We were talking about like, dude, why has Limtoys and other companies not done this? And, you know, maybe that blew it into the universe that Limtoys finally needs to put these out because here we are. And, dude, I'm super, super excited for these. I think they look incredible. The stuff that they've included with these, you'll see the Ellie. They gave Ellie like an arm with a bite mark in it, like a swap out arm, which is super clever because obviously that's like a huge plot point because Ellie's immune and like it's just very clever. The attention to detail is amazing. Again, I think these head sculpts are spot on. The one with the teeth is a little creepy looking, but it's just, you know, the nature of translating something from animation to this. But
I think it looks good.
I still think it looks good.
Yeah.
I still think it's accurate. I looked at some photos and kind of compared, and it looks pretty damn close. So this is amazing. I know this is going to be this whole line because there's 3 figures, guys. They announced these all at one time. And if you're not familiar with Limtoys, their work is Hot Toys quality, and I'm very confident in saying that their work is amazing. You know, airbrushed veins, a shit ton of accessories with a ton of detail on them. Mm-hmm. I mean, you get a figure from them, and it's like overwhelming to open it. Like the Red Dead Redemption figures came with like a fully working 1/6 scale fishing rod with 1/6 scale sized fishing line.
Wow.
Came with a fish. It has a little lure on there. Like, dude, all kinds of stuff. It's just amazing the work they do. So yeah. I know this figure probably won't come out for 2 years. Just be prepared for that. They take forever. They take forever. But when they release, their work is impeccable. So if you're going to get a video game version of Joel, Ellie, or a clicker, pre-order these. This is it, right? I'm telling you, trust me when I say it, Limtoys is the one to do it. Their work is just amazing. And
hey, Connor, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I got to go, dude. I'm sorry.
That's all right. We're at the end here, so perfect timing to scoot out. So I appreciate you being here, dude. Fun stream. I'm glad that you got to, of course, and I appreciate the references, especially because I know that's like your ballpark right there.
Thanks for indulging me with that moment.
I think we all appreciate it.
Waiting my whole life.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're like, once this 2.0 gets announced, I'm busting out that textbook.
Yeah.
But
always good talking to you, Mike.
Yeah, it was nice
you
talking
too, guys.
to
You too. Always. And chat. Great chatting with
Godspeed.
you. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Yeah, take care.
Peace, man.
Peace.
Yeah, and I agree, Bailey, that Nathan Drake is incredible. The seamless forearms they included, all the different like intricate intricacies on the base, the fact that they stuck a little gold coin in his pocket that you didn't know about until you read the manual. It's just like, dude, this company clearly just enjoys making that extra money being third party because they could be licensed. Their quality is, when it comes to human figures, way better than 3.0, and 3.0 is officially licensed. They just do amazing work. And dude, how hard is that? The head with like the blood shooting out, this shot.
Yeah.
Dude.
How much do you think these are going to be?
So I will say, typically, if I recall, their figures are usually like in the $230, $240 range. But again, they do come with a lot. They come with a crap ton of stuff. And you're getting multiple head sculpts, really high quality paint apps, really solid tailoring and weathering on everything. So I think that's well worth it.
This through kit?
It will be. I don't believe, at least before we started the stream, I don't believe they're, dude. And the flamethrower look with the
gas
bro.
Mask, and that was a dope weapon to use.
I know. This is clever. Tom said, Tom, is that based on it actually being up now, or is that your guess? Thank you so much, Valk. I appreciate it. Like I said, we got this, and we're gonna go through all the Last of Us figures, and then we got one more quick figure we're gonna touch on. But did you, Mitchell? Did you pre-order that one of those third-party snakes that went up not long ago from? I think it was a Kuaz Studio. They did 2 different versions. I think Ellie looks great. Also, we have interchangeable head sculpts with separate rolling eyeballs, which again for a third-party company is awesome, and their rolling eyeballs actually work pretty well. I do like that you get alternate outfits with both of these as well. Again, that gas mask with Joel is really cool as well. I don't know, me personally, I don't know which one to choose. I like both looks. They're both like super iconic for the character, so I don't know. But
I feel like the summer outfit looks dope.
It does, but I like that coat. That's like the Joel coat right there, dude.
Yeah.
That right there is my favorite detail. I was mentioning that earlier. The swap out piece there with the bite mark in it. Actually, that might just be on her main arm because she doesn't have swap out. I'm sorry, I keep saying swap out. That's just her main arm, but that's like obviously a huge plot point for the character. So it's really clever that they included that,
dude. And the little like robot too. Like that's crazy because that was like a challenge in the game.
And the joke book as well. Obviously, that's like a big plot point for the character.
The bases look really nice too.
Yeah, so what I like with them, they do hexagonal bases, but they're very detailed. Like on like the John Marston base, there's like a little patch of resin that's like a water patch with a rock in it, and then a dragonfly that you plug it in and it sits on the rock inside the water.
Damn.
The Arthur Morgan base has like a camping set where you could set up a fire and everything, dude.
It's
very, very intricately detailed. And Nathan Drake, dude, his base is just full of Easter eggs from that game, and he's got a flag that attaches to his base, that little dagger, that black skull, like all kinds of stuff.
I'm mad I passed on that, bro. I should have definitely.
It's super nice, super nice. Let's just go through the photos here because I want to get to the clicker as well. There's that robot toy. That's like I said, or like you said, that's so freaking cool, man.
And that's like the same shot too in the game.
Yep. Yeah, they freaking cooked on these, bro. Again, the clicker, that little blood splatter piece is super clever. I love that they included that. The base is obviously more simple for the clicker. Seamless articulated ankles, though.
Crazy.
Pretty fire, dude. This is really, really cool. I almost wish they would have done like some swap out clothing bits and like some different hair pieces so you can kind of mix and match and make it a different looking clicker, but I'm honestly personally fine with one. I just know a lot of people would go really hard on these if they did that. Yeah, dude, that's so freaking cool. I feel like you got to use that piece. It's really, really cool.
I definitely need to pick these up, bro. Like, that's why I'm asking, because I only knew about Limtoys because of the Nathan Drake, and I really wanted it because that was, like, the best, like, video game version, of the character.
Yeah.
And the way that they did the arms, I was like, dude, I can't believe this is third party. Like, it looks so, like it looks licensed. Like, it's perfect.
Their stuff's legit, man. The bodies are all nice. The weathering is actually, some of their weathering is better than Hot Toys, because Hot Toys kind of skimps on the weathering a lot. They actually go really hard. And yeah, dude, the second season of this show was so terrible. It departed from the game so much. I could go on and on about it, but now I don't have to, because I got my video game versions here. I'm happy. I'm very, very excited for these. Like I was saying earlier, like we were just talking about how they should do video game versions. Somebody should. And
seriously,
I don't, like I said, there's no need to wait any longer. These are going to be the definitive versions here. I trust Limtoys. They're going to take forever. So you're going to pre-order this. wait 2 years because it's going to be at least 2 years. Unless Limtoys is magically turning over a new leaf, they take forever. But when they release, you get a very quality product. So
how long does the window stay open for? That's what I was going to ask too.
Quite a while. I mean, quite a while. You'll have a decent amount of time. I'll probably day one these, to be honest with you, because it's just like a hype set for me. But the pre-order will be out for quite a while.
Well, that's good to know that it. I mean, with all the stuff that we're getting, recently, I'm kind of happy about that because that would be my only reason to not pick these up if, they come out quick. But if they're that long, then I definitely am gonna throw the NRD.
It's worth it, bro. And yeah, like people were paying like $600 plus per figure for the CC Toys one, and these look way better. So
wow,
yeah, it sucks. It sucks. I know, Peyton. If I could pick one of the clickers, I would want the bloater, dude. The bloater's just massive, dude. So I wanted to pull this up really quick because I thought this was really cool, and I really like how the body looks. This is from a company that I think is new because I think this is their first figure, Cartoon Toys. So this is based on the first appearance of Batman, but I think this is super badass, and I love how the body looks. It almost looks like a seamless, like Fison body underneath. I'm sure it's some sort of seamless body, being that that's what it looks like underneath, but whatever they did, it looks fantastic. This is a cool looking figure. I'll probably consider getting this one just because I love how the cowl and everything looks. But yeah, I just wanted to share that 'cause I think it's pretty cool. And it almost, to me, and this is strictly a theory, but I think this is our boys over at what's it called?
Mars?
Undercover. No, S Hero. I think this is S Hero Undercover because this is the same type of base they have done for a couple of their Batman figures. And this background is exactly how they do their stuff, the font and everything. So I think this is S Hero Undercover. I don't know why they're doing this. Maybe they just want to separate, their animated show stuff from comic related stuff. I don't know, but I think this is S Hero, dude. It's got to be. It's got to be S Hero. Guys, before we end out the stream, I want to do a quick poll just to kind of close out the discussion here. So the poll is going to be, are you happy with the Anacom teases for 2025? Because I want to kind of gauge the room. Let's see. Anacom 2025. Are you satisfied? All right. So, guys, that poll is up. Before we end out the stream here, we'll kind of BS for a couple minutes and we'll end out the stream. Do have a super chat. Thank you so much from Big Dog Pound. You are too kind, my friendly $1.99 super chat. Big Dog Pound says, this stream is better than cable TV. Thanks. Well, hey, I appreciate it. Sometimes on cable TV, even when they're live, they mess up too, dude. So, like, Flavio and I are perfectly fine, man. And then Chris also messed up, so we got to blame him as well. But, yeah, so, dude. Yeah, Artisan, Joker, and Sam Porter. Dude, you joined in on it. You tried to gaslight me, man.
I was trying to back up my dog up there. Right?
Anything to go against me, right? I just gotta be the bad.
Bro, his promo was on point though. Like,
it always is. Gotta give it to him. It always is. So, guys, get your votes in. We got 14 votes. I'll give it like 30 more seconds. I'm gonna close the poll, but I want to say, Flavio, thank you so much for being here, bro. Again, I know it was short notice, but, being that you're the Ledger Edger, as you call yourself, wanted to have you in to talk about Joker, and it was not disappointing because you're very, very excited for that figure, and it was cool to see, That's what we do this for, is when we have that strong attachment to a character or a version of a character. Excuse me. So it's cool to see that. I'm obviously excited for it, but I could tell you've been waiting for that one for a long time, and to see Mike kind of nerding out about the big chap, which I knew he was going to, was interesting, and to see those little references in the book that Mike has, it's just cool to see stuff like that. It's everybody has their own personal connections with these characters and these figures, so I love seeing that stuff. So it's great to have you on, bro. Thanks for being here, guys. If you haven't already, thank you to Big Dog Pound for dropping the link in the chat. There's also a link in the description to Flavio's channel, Flavio's House of Collectibles, or the House of Collectibles, whatever he decides to go by. He's got to get that nailed down. It's one or the other. I'm gonna keep ragging on him about it. But thanks for being here, bro.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me, man.
Absolutely. And then Chris, thanks for being here as always, even though you were late. We do appreciate you for being He's so like laggy right now. I can't see him react for like 5 seconds after I say something. But thanks for being here, Chris, as always. And guys, we're gonna close out the poll. Yeah, I could tell. So we're gonna end the poll, guys. 16 votes, I guess. Out of the 51 people watching, still only 16 people wanted to vote. We're gonna end it here. 56% said they are happy. The other half said, essentially the other half, said that they were not satisfied with this event. So those who aren't satisfied, guys, I do expect there'll be another wave, maybe some Star Wars thrown in for me, Chris, Beskar, everybody. I do think there are going to be some more, though, for sure. So keep an eye out for that. At the very least, we'll see some prototypes that aren't going to be announced maybe in the near future, but will go up eventually. So there'll be some hype stuff to look at. Again, I'm very excited to see that Cain and Robocop and everything laid out, see everything that they come with. The Cain, I'm really hoping that they do some battle damage swap out parts. There's going to be a massive L if they don't. So we'll see. We'll see. Thank you, everybody, for being here. As always, Payton, Sneaky Figures. We're going to call him Canvas. We're not going to blow his cover like Mike. Thank you for being here, Danny. Yeah, dude, for sure. For sure. I appreciate you, man. I've been wanting to get something from you for a while because I've been, like, jealous, dude. Everybody else is getting cool stuff. And I'm like, maybe I should ask him. Because, like I said, I love this little logo that this guy made for me. Maybe you could do, like, a reimagining of it, like a 2.0. That way you're not, like... I'm sure that's your plan anyway. But, yeah, I would love to get you to do that because I love this little guy. It was my idea. It was, like, my concept when I first started the channel. And I've been wanting to... I've had people, and I'm sure once I put it up, no one will put their money where their mouth is. But I've had people say, dude, you should do shirts. You should do mugs or whatever. So I was considering doing it, but I'm like, I want to have something cooler to put on the shirts instead of just this logo that I put on everything. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'll definitely hit you up at some point soon. You are my little guy, but this guy's littler than you, believe it or not. So I got you, bro. I appreciate you, man. Again, thank you for everybody for hanging out, everybody that donated. You guys are the best. You guys just make me happy every time I stream. You guys are the reason we do this. So I appreciate each and every one of you. And fingers crossed for some really cool sneak little previews at Anacom. I think there's going to be some really cool stuff. Guys, if you haven't already, check out Wolfpack Wednesdays on Wednesdays. They're going to be live tomorrow. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it. I did get invited, and I felt so bad. I was like, Graham, why do you always invite me when I have to do something? So I could have been on Wolfpack Wednesday tomorrow, but I'm not. But still go support those guys. We love those dudes. And go bust bricks balls for me because I won't be there because I got something to do at the time. But Flavio's gonna have my back.
I got
don't
you.
actually do that, but exactly, dude. Exactly. You know exactly how I'm thinking. But guys, that's gonna do it. Everybody that's watching on the replay, hope you enjoyed the stream. Please drop a like on the way out if you like the stream and you like what we do here. And that's it. Take care.